Welcome to Reptiles and Cocktails. And super excited to have you guys here for episode 58. And this is going to be a really fun one. I think we all do for a little fun at the end of the week. This is going to be a fun and funny one. I have two amazing co-hosts today, hand selected very strategically because of their energy. I love people who naturally just have positive energy. And I'm going to need some support, kind of like holding down the chat and carrying it on as we do the giveaway, because it's very random today, the giveaway. And I don't have a whole lot of space to kind of do it all mentally or physically right now. I was just telling the girls I have a lot going on. Very exciting things happening this weekend. So I have 5 enclosure upgrades that we are doing this weekend on a couple of the berms. And hey, Bosa's in the background. For a couple of the berms and the dwarf retech and the purple sunfire. And then we get to rearrange the other room for my new Will Banks incubator. I just had to have one. Plus, because of I am one of the lucky ball python breeders, I guess that every girl that I wanted to go this year is going, and they're going like in the next 30 days, if they didn't already go. So I am so excited about that. So I just want to kind of get ahead of that curve. And of course, because of that, I'm going to need another ARS rack. So I have a lot to do. And we have to do it, me and Michael, because my husband is not 100% because he had an injury. And I want him to be 100% for Tinley next week. So who's coming to Tinley next week? Drop it in the chat if you're coming to Tinley next week. And today's show, y'all, is really cool. I'm going to apologize right now to all the millennials. This is my top 10 list. So some of these names on my list, you may not know who the heck they are. But I'm going to give you a little insight on them as we go through them. And then for others who are watching, and you've been doing this, you will know who they are, even if you are millennial, because it's no way that if you took ball python breeding, reticulated python breeding, Burmese python breeding, venomous snake breeding, or any of that seriously without reading and knowing about these individuals on my list. My list also, I want to just put it out there, does not include one of the people who is truly a pioneer, but I wasn't going to rank him anywhere but on number 1 in the fight for life, and that was Brian Barczyk. So Brian Barczyk himself is not on this list for that reason, not because he is not one of the most amazing pioneers out there. We're not ranking him on anything but the ranking of prayer and the ranking of healing. And also, guys, if you do not watch Two Peas in a Podcast, which is my other podcast that comes on with my co-host Dre, the Snake God, on Mondays at 8:00 a.m. We every Monday at 8:15 a.m. will pray for Brian Barczyk on that channel on Mondays. So if you do not, because I know, you guys have real jobs, or, some people really are really busy in the morning. If you're not able to watch the entire show, I ask that you just tap in at 8:15 every Monday. If you can. If you can't make it at 8:00 a.m., if you can't make it at 8:30, whatever. At 8:15, we're going to pray for Brian Barczyk every single Monday. Until Brian comes on here, because I am convinced, y'all, that he will be coming on his channel and saying that he is healed. There's no doubt. If you are a person of faith, you know what I mean by feeling. And none of us are God. We can't guarantee life. What I can guarantee is, regardless of what happens, he's going to win. Whether the victory is with beating the disease or the victory is with Jesus. What I pray for, just so you know, and you guys, I'm openly praying, and I suggest to you as well, one of the things I learned about the power of prayer is to be careful to make demands, but asked, and so we want to make sure that we are praying in numbers because the power of prayer does matter. I've seen it over and over again. My sister, the fact that y'all see her dropping low all the time now is a testimony because she very well wasn't supposed to be here based on statistics at the stage that she was found. And then I have family members such as my dad who did not win that fight. But what I can tell you is that when I say the victory, my father went to the grave singing "Victory is mine." And so somewhere there's still victory in any choice that the Lord makes. But we know what we want to see because we need him around a little bit longer to continue to help us grow this reptile community, and children need to be able to experience the reptarium in its full vision of Brian Barczyk. So that's that. So no more to be said. We're going to move further into bringing our guests on, and then we'll acknowledge the chat. So first up, y'all know how we do. We're going to welcome you with our nice little intro video for Reptiles and Cocktails, and then we will bring on our co-host for today and get into the countdown. All right, so stay tuned for Tinley next week because those videos, all those photos come from October's Tinley, and we'll revamp the video from this Tinley, March's Tinley, through October's Tinley, and we'll revamp it again. So hopefully to see you guys on the clip of the next video. So without any further ado, we're going to bring on our guest. Our first guest is the wonderful, all of you guys, if you don't know her in the reptile community, she is the wonderful Lindsay from Pico Pythons. One of the most beautiful, it's okay to be pretty, but to be pretty, smart, and amazingly funny is a blessing. Any man who gets that is truly getting a prize. So I want to bring on my Lindsay, my sister in the reptile world. Say hey, Lindsay. Look, it's Lindsay eating. Lindsay got snacks. We already know that. Lindsay said she got her snacks. And then next we bring it on. You actually will recognize Maki because Maki was the sponsor of Two Peas in a Podcast and Reptiles and Cocktails in the months of January and February. And today's episode is actually subsidized, sponsored by the Maryland Reptile Farm. The main sponsor spot, which includes your sponsor video, all your mentions in all of my regular broadcast videos and all advertising and postings, is open for the month of March. And of course, we're almost through March, but if you get it for March, you get to carry it into April. Maki actually got that deal. So if you get it in March, you get to carry it for the same price through the month of April. And you can DM me and we can talk about a personalized package for yourself. So that's for the main sponsorship. And then the subsidiary sponsorships are still open. So Maki actually is definitely looking this year, going more and more into unique serpents by Maki, really marketing herself and what she does with her animals. So we're going to bring Maki on. And again, just like Lindsay, Maki did a show with me with mental awareness. It's one of my very first Reptiles and Cocktails. If you guys want to go back and view that one. It's one of the best episodes that I did. As you know, I have a son with special needs. I do believe that our reptiles serve a purpose for mental and physical and emotional disability. And that was the topic of that show. And it was Maki was one of the people who asked me to do a show like that. And she shared some very good information on that show. And we created a bond then at that time that kind of never broke. So I'm going to bring on the sissy. Hey, Maki. I think you got us muted. Oh no, maybe Yep, I think you're muted. All right, so we're gonna get into our countdown. We're gonna just let me go up because let me just acknowledge the people in the chat. And guys, if you are not blue in the chat, I will definitely work through that as we go through this episode, make you a moderator. But Stan was here. I think we saw Stan first, right? Good afternoon, Stan. Bosa is also in the background today.
I don't think Bosa has ever heard me say Bosa brother. So that's what I be saying in the chat. What's up, Bosa brother? That's how we say.
Hey, Justin Pipeline. Tim, good. Tim should enjoy this one. See, Tim would understand my list. Good afternoon, Tim. Hey, TJ. Hey, TJ girl.
We in there like swimwear.
Yes, there's so many. Matt Summers. Hey, Matt. I like watching Matt videos.
Yeah.
Holly. Hey, Holly. The beautiful Holly is in the chat. Matt, are you going to be Matt Summers? Are you going to be at Tinley? Hey, Tammy. Good morning, Tammy.
Elias, bro. That's my guy.
Hey, Elias. I enjoyed that live, the pre-recording live with GP. Hey, Chantel. Chantel, you're going to be in Tinley, right? Yep, Matt said he's going to be in Tinley. Whoop, whoop, turn up.
Are you talking about Tinley this month or are you talking about Tinley in October?
Well, so Tinley this month. Yeah, so both.
Oh, okay.
I was talking specifically. So Elias said, we know Kevin is your number one. Haha, we shall see. We shall see.
Yeah, I don't know nothing. I'm number one.
Speaking of Kevin is going to be taking his very first trip, in a long time, out of the country and to South Africa to spend some time with Dingo. And guys, if you guys, I'll talk about, if you guys don't know, Kevin and I have a relationship where I'll talk about the day we met. So when they say you never should meet your idol, I met my idol, and my idol was better than what I thought. So it didn't destroy it; it made it worse. So my idol became a good friend, and but learning about him, guys, was the biggest shock because you got to remember, growing up, Kevin to me was like a celebrity, and I always tell him like the Michael Jackson of reptiles to me. So you go to meet Michael Jackson and Bubbles, right? And you get there and you thinking you're going to get hi Nicole Michael Jackson, right? Or you're going to get, let me put on a mask, keep Nicole away from me, Michael Jackson, and you actually get Michael Jackson doing black and white. You know what I mean? So for me, I'm there, and my husband would tell y'all when he planned that trip. It was a Valentine's Day trip, and he asked me what did I want. And I'm a girl because I have a lot of things, and when you're able to do a lot for yourself, you don't really have a lot of wants unless they are unimaginable or intangible. And his idea was get a private tour with Kevin McCurley, and it happened. And it was a real private tour, just me, my husband, and Kevin, and the animals, y'all. I don't even think because I asked for Jeremy and I asked for Rob later in the afternoon, and they came in with us. But for a long time, it was like they were in the building and they were not with us either. And it went from this is supposed to be a private tour. And at that time, Kevin didn't know us from the moon. My husband paid for this tour. And it was during COVID. And it was supposed to be a couple hours, I believe. We ended up there all day. Literally all day. And it would have been okay with Kevin if we didn't leave. It was that much fun. It was just our last day in Boston. And my husband, we went to New Hampshire on our way back, and my husband said, we'll do it on our way back. So we was on our way back home. It was a snowy, icy day up there, and we had to get back to Maryland. And so for me, my idol went from being an idol to being like everything that I'm protective of, because I learned so much about, we think people have money and that they still don't deal with social anxiety. We think people have money and they still they don't cry when their animals die and things like that. Kevin has all the animals in the world. When I can tell you guys that how you are about your animals, he's like that about every single one, and trying to mentally be there for every single animal. Like, I can't do it with the little collection I have compared to what he actually owns. Like, being there, and then there was another building, guys. It's not just the nerd building where the zoo and everything. This is a whole nother building with animals. And so for me, I want that man to experience the world, because he gave us so much of his life, so much of his time. So there is a GoFundMe. I did text him yesterday, and I have to remind him a lot. I have to text him. Let me text him back right now. Don't forget. Don't forget the link.
I love how when we remind somebody else of something, we remind
live. So I'm texting him now. See, y'all see.
I did it. I did it.
And so he'll send the link. As soon as I get the link, I will share it on my Instagram. I will share it as a link in my this video and on any video that I produce. It will be in there. And I just ask that, guys, if y'all have a small amount of a donation, this is going to be a trip that's going to bring back us some incredible footage. I'm just so happy for him that he is trusting somebody enough to leave his animals. And everybody who's going to be keeping those animals, please make sure nothing happens, because he will never forgive himself. And to be able to leave a business at this time where business is not booming, best time to actually try to take a trip. But if anything fails, it's worse than if it ever failed before, in all honesty. So I'm so glad to see him. So we're going to support Kevin, for those who would like, and I will definitely share that information with you guys. I think Donnie will be going along with him. And that's good. So we know we're going to get some good footage, because one thing Donnie can do is he can get you some good footage. So definitely want to support them and make sure he has the time of his life. And if it's anybody that I think he fans over Dingo. And so it's good to know that he gets to go and do that and experience all of this with Dingo. And we just hope that he has a very safe trip. And yeah. So Elias still saying we know Kevin is no. Elias is so funny. You don't know Elias. Hey Wheels, or let's call him Oscar, y'all. Hey Oscar. We're gonna send him a t-shirt. I'm gonna make you a Lady T's Exotic t-shirt that says, "Hey Oscar."
Why do we call him Oscar?
He's Oscar the Grouch from Sesame Street.
Oh.
He's Oscar the Grouch.
So we're doing a new podcast, y'all, where he's going to be trashing our podcast. Everybody, y'all. But I don't know why I'm so looking forward to this.
Wait. It's a roast? It's a roast?
So on the because he asked everybody's input on the image for the logo for the podcast, and it's literally like a microphone in a trash can type of thing. So I call him Oscar.
No, Oscar. It's the accent for me. It's Oscar the Grouch. It's so powerful. It's so powerful.
Hey, Jolly.
Apparently, one of my besties is in the chat. Apparently, she said she's
Okay.
girl because I'm on the TV. I'm on the TV.
I mean, damn mad everywhere lately. You coming for my podcast? Who are talking?
Y'all trying to get y'all. So wait a minute. It's okay. No, all right. So look, can I get on your case for a second?
Wait a minute. Yeah, you can. But wait a minute, Lindsay. Are you writing the names down?
Am I what?
Are you writing the names down?
No, you want me to?
All right, y'all. So we gonna do this. Hold on, Lindsay. I'm gonna fix it. We gonna fix it. Jesus. We gonna fix it. Jesus. We gonna fix it.
I can write.
No, that's what happens when you lack communication.
Well,
We didn't
Look,
say
I
we
was
were high.
wait.
We didn't. It's on me. I take it, Lindsay. It's on me.
okay, because if I write them down, it's not going to help at all.
No, it's definitely on me.
I'd have to read it all off to you.
Yeah. So this is what we're going to do.
Not a good option.
All right.
There's a chat button.
Someone please send Lindsay the directions.
No.
She want to solicit your help.
The directions.
Send me the
I'll talk to the
directions.
people in the chat.
I don't want to do the random picker though, so we gotta write them down.
I mean, I can write them.
I mean, I can write it.
We're gonna do this so we don't have to start back from the top. Y'all, it's gonna be all right. So
What do you
as we
say on the
go
cha-cha
on,
slide? Reverse.
how we gonna
Reverse.
do.
Guys, am I writing or are you?
You're gonna write. Right? You got the pen?
Please don't put me to work. I don't think I can do it.
No, don't worry about it, Lindsay. It's another way to do this. I can find it.
You see,
I should be able to get a list of everybody in the comments.
Big sister.
All right, Maki, this is your job while I start the countdown. Maki, your job is to talk to Elias.
I can talk to Elias all day. I'm in there. What up, Brody? Wait, am I supposed to be? Wait, you mean talking, right? Like I'm supposed to be talking, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Because if you want me to type and talk, this ain't gonna work. I'm just saying right now.
We're gonna make it easy. So I'm gonna let everybody who's in the chat now, right, know who are the 10 people on the list, right? And whoever can put them in order from my top 10 to my 1 is the winner of the $200. If we get more than one person who puts it in the correct order, then we'll put them on the wheel.
Nobody's gonna get it.
Oh yeah. Or wait a minute. Hold on. It's a list of 10, right?
Yes, I'm great.
Okay.
I'm gonna put the 10 in the chat and I'm gonna pin it.
Can I make a suggestion?
I'm gonna scramble them. They're not gonna know what order they in. Go ahead.
No. I know, but I'm saying, can I make a suggestion?
Yep.
So if you trying to get the most people on the wheel, right? Because I doubt anybody. Well, you know what?
No, what I'm trying to do is minimize the people that goes on the wheel. It's going to be one winner if only one person get it correct. Because remember, it's 10 people. They got to get
right.
it.
Oh, okay. I'm with you. And then the other people.
Y'all know we're not cheating. Maki and Lindsay already has the list of the 10 people in my order. They got it last night.
I'm the whole referee. I'm wearing the wrong shirt. I ain't got no black and white on. We talking about Michael Jackson.
We'll hold Nicole accountable because we know she can't really be trusted on this.
Right.
So don't worry, guys. We got you.
I got all y'all's back. Don't even worry about it. I'm good for anything. Maki good for it. Okay. I'm okay because I'm on it.
What about booby slippage? What I miss? What?
Booby slippage.
What did I miss?
Who's slipping boobs? We got breastises out.
We got
justice right now.
I just showed him your boob slippage from last night, and he locked right away. What? It's a snake. It's a whole conversation going on we don't know about.
I don't know nothing about that. I was about to say that I look, okay. So can I get on your case real quick?
You sure can.
Okay. Now look at here. Because the first time that I was on here,
On here.
yeah. The first time that I got on I was excited, right? Okay, so I came in with a little alcohol. I had some good champagne and orange juice. Called myself making homemade mimosas. And every time I see you on Reptiles and Cocktails, it's I drank the night before. I can only drink water and coffee. And now I'm back. I'm back.
Listen, I'm not drinking. So the thing is that after my surgery, my hormones have to stay balanced, and I don't play with them. So if I have alcohol, I can't drink nothing like I used to can drink. Now I'm going to be drinking all next week, and people who are in Tilly with me know that means literally. That means from the moment that I'm there to the moment that I leave. So I have to reserve my hormones.
You see every time. You know what? That's okay. You know what? When I promise you, Lord, I promise. When I get to Tinley, because I refuse. I refuse not to take a drink with you. I refuse. So I'm taking it for both of us. Cause again, just again. Dang,
right, so I'm getting ready to type the names in the chat of the people who are on my top 10 list. Let me see if I can do it this way without y'all being confused.
It's just it's the pictures.
It's in a very random order, and you have to put them in order based on my list, and that person wins.
I just realized I didn't crop this picture that I sent you. I got the boxes in the background. Y'all know I work at a warehouse.
That's
hilarious.
So after I put the names in, you have to put these names in order. And if you're just coming in, just so everybody know, Brian Barczyk is not on this list on purpose. But definitely one of the major pioneers.
Everybody got a snake in their picture too. I'm just out here slacking. I put boxes instead of a snake.
You guys, pickers, that's the only picture with a snake that I have.
Dude, Lindsay, at least you got one.
Like, how do I not have pictures with snakes?
Look, wait a minute. Look, I'm in a whole.
Reptiles and Cocktails is not just about the reptiles, it's also about the people. In fact, when I started it, it was more about the people who own reptiles, because people thought that we didn't look like reptile people. Like, Lindsay don't look like a reptile person. Mikey don't like a reptile person. Nicole like a reptile person. So I wanted people to be able to go through my channel and see all these amazing people of different walks of life, different culture, different ethnicities, and see that, oh, look at all these people. And if you go through my videos, there are some people that you will stop on and no one knows. But when you realize what they do and what part of the level of reptiles they're doing, it's amazing. So that was the goal. So you didn't have to be a reptile in it.
I'm only saying that because the picture that I sent you, I'm in a whole feud with a good friend of mine. I don't know if I could.
It says he's not a reptile person.
Look, she called me out. She said that every picture that I take is a thirst trap, because all the pictures that I take are just ones that I enjoy. So those are the ones I take, like 10 pictures, right? And then the ones that I post, I'm like, ooh, I look handsome. I'm out here trying to find me a wife, so I gotta post the one that I look handsome, right? And so I'm like, ooh, I know I look good in this one. And then I'm like, but it was a whole. I'm in here. I'm in the space. Okay, I shaved the sides of the head. I guess some of the brain went with it. I don't know. I was started rocking a mohawk. I guess some of it went with it. Okay. Now I'm supposed to be talking to Elias.
You want me to do that?
My job is to talk to Elias, and Elias ain't even talking back.
Because I didn't need. Because we didn't need Elias because of the way we're going to do it now.
Oh well, dang nabbit! I just got fired. At the time I got fired.
All right, so I'm about to put in the chat the 10 names. You have to put them in order my list, which Lindsay and Maki already has a copy of that list, y'all. So it's not recreated.
It's not recreated.
All right. And you guys gonna have, what time is it?
1:32.
10 minutes. 10 minutes. And then we'll start announcing to you my top 10. So 10 minutes to give you to give me your list.
Who got the Jeopardy music?
So what would be easier? To have them DM me the list? Yes.
DM on Instagram?
Nope. So we can keep it transparent. Just put your list in the chat, your top 10. So starting from 10 to 1. 10 being the last, number 1 being who is the number 1, my number 1. And keep it in mind, this is my number 1, not yours. So the person who typically going to get this whole list right probably is someone who follows the channel most likely, or watch me these reptiles and cocktails enough, or usual suspects enough to know.
You know what? That's something we got. That's something I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get me a shirt that says "Usual Suspect." Because when I come to Tinley, I want everybody to know that I am a suspect.
Are you coming to Tinley in October or next month?
No, I ain't
This
gonna
month.
make it.
This month.
No, I ain't gonna make it this month, Lord. Look, no, Nicole will tell you. Nicole sent me a message, and she said, "Do you work on Saturday?" I said, "Yes, but what you need me to do? Because if I need to catch a flight, you know I'm there. I will figure something out. I'm thinking something going on, Miss Lindsay." So she sent me the. I said, "Well, dagnabbit, they put me down. I signed up for overtime because I'm going out of town next week. So I'm like, forget it. I'm finna just bang out 6 days."
Elias said, "Maki the bestie."
Oh, wait, who said that? Go back.
Elias.
That's my brother. I don't care what nobody say. That's my guy. That is my guy.
On the ground, I'll sacrifice some of the content. If Lindsay the child of Speedy Gonzalez and Minnie Mouse. What did you see that?
He's not wrong. Sweet. He's not wrong.
Hey, Miss Darlene. And Memories and Bosa brother. Who else? I'm trying to keep up. Y'all know I can't read and talk at the same time.
Hey, Matt. All right, so those of you, if you're just coming in, you got 7 minutes. So in the chat, hold on. Did I pin it? Let me make sure I pinned it. Let's go back. In the chat is a list of 10 names that I, Nicole, Lady Kids Exotics, posted in the chat. And in those 10 names are 10 people who are on my top 10 list of the greatest 10 pioneers. This list is not based on your list, because a lot of you guys probably don't even know some of these people on the list, or you might have heard of them, but it's based on my list. So I think Bosa pinned it. Yes. Oh my God, what would I do without my Bosa?
I'm trying to tell you, Bosa just cold-blooded for no reason.
I don't know, like what I would do. All right, so we got the first. Hold on, did somebody say? Hold on, let me go back. Somebody said.
Like you said, we both got fired.
Where in the F is my name? Are we ordering them Nicole's top 10 of those names, the order? So those names are not the order. You have to put them in the order of which you think my top 10 is. Those are just the names.
See, Lindsay? They thought she was cheating already. You see this? They thought she was being slick.
So those are just the names. So who's number 10? Who's number 9? 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And you have 7 minutes now. You have 7 minutes to give me your list. So I have to go down.
I have to not look at
because some people already dropped their list. So I have to go. All right. So Jolly, your list is Jolly has a list up here, but it's not complete. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, it is. All right. So Jolly, is yours in order from my least to like the lowest to the highest, or the highest to the lowest? Like, who is your number 1 in yours, and who's your number 10?
That means we gotta flip it. Look, I should probably be looking at the Me multitasking while virtually trying to speak with people. Not an option. Wrong person. Right person. Wrong
All
person.
right, and you won't know. I can't tell y'all if your list is. I just need to confirm your list, please. Thank you, Bosa. You're so amazing.
Both are just so cold-blooded. I don't know.
So cold-blooded?
Yeah, no, okay, so you know what's funny?
I never heard. Chip said I never heard of any of them. Come on, man. I know you do. You want to actually probably put tricks with them.
What's going on, Mr. Chip? He acknowledges me in other chats, but I see him, Mr. Chip.
This is my first time watching one of your lives, guys.
Okay.
I'm a fan. Oh, thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Wait a minute. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing. This is episode number 58 on just this one. No, I'm messing with you. I appreciate you.
Insane Clowns got some. They just started following me. Cold-blooded too.
Are in the Brian Barchat category, obviously.
So that was the thing, Lindsay. Right. I've been saying, like, where I come from.
All right, so Will. Let's see what Will got.
Oh. Well, I mean, I love all my cold-blooded things, so
right. But so
it's a term of endearment, really, for us.
Let's look at
right.
10.
So, I'm trying not to overtalk.
One is Kevin.
Oh, he put the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay.
Will know how to play the game.
All right, Will. Okay, I see you. Thorough. I love it. But before I got into reptiles, before I got into reptiles or anything, I was walking around saying cold-blooded. And because where I come from, that's a good thing. You be like, you cold-blooded. We don't see that as like, oh, you cold-hearted. You know what I mean? So when I finally got into it, I forgot who I said.
I will say, looking at Will's list, he pays a lot of attention to me. So, Will, you can put me in a garbage can with you because apparently, no. apparently, you at least watch to see.
He said, "I know, I know."
Linzo House Ola.
Lola. Little Lola, my dog.
Lola. Okay. Oh shit! Did I do it backwards? Okay, so 1 to 10 is Jolly's. Okay. Hey, Richie.
Ozzy was one.
Hey, Chad. Tradesman. Hey, Tradesman. All right, let's see what Elias came up with.
I am shocked.
Elias, I will be totally disappointed if no.
I will be disappointed too, man. Come on, bro. You can't make us both look bad.
But you know what, though? It could be tricky, though. It could be tricky. It could be tricky. Because, see, if you don't watch my videos as much as you watch the lives, your number one, those three, you may get confused. You have to know the total. You have to know the total Lady T's Exotics to nail this one.
For the top 3 is what you're saying? The top 3 might get...
So what I can see from what people are posting, the struggle is not like people are almost dead on, right, Lindsay? There's some that's almost dead on. The struggle.
Yeah, that's right.
I was like, I have to almost not watch the comments because I'll be like, oh damn, like that.
Man, right? Like I cannot hide my face unless I turn this. And half of my whole persona is my face. Like, you need to
like I'm getting all excited about it, and I'm just like, and I keep looking like I've got. Oh, don't show it. I've got the list. So,
I'm the referee for real. Let me go find me a black and white shirt real quick because both of y'all about to just give it up. Look at you.
Justin died.
I'm so bad at this.
So wait a minute, Lindsay. You said that's the only picture of a snake you have right now? That's the only one?
The only picture of me with a snake, holding a snake.
Oh, I said the only. That's what I meant.
No. Are you kidding? If you see my phone, it's all pictures of snakes. It's almost like when I'm talking to somebody who is not in the reptile industry and I'm like, oh yeah, let me just pull up a picture of my daughter. And I'm like, let me
tell you something. Let me tell you something. I'm out here. Snakes. Like I'm out here and like people, and we know, people don't mess with, reptiles and stuff like that. But for some reason, it's especially snakes, which that's my babies. And I'm trying to send a girl a picture and I got to find one without one of my babies. Like, I'm like, God dang it, this is difficult. Because they make me look good. The snakes make me look good, okay? Them and the tattoos help.
When
I
how
love it.
Will's gonna post the second one? Are you trying to cheat?
Well, you technically you didn't
Wait,
say
hold on.
they
Okay,
couldn't
hold on.
change.
No, okay, you can't change. Well, you can do
I mean,
you didn't
technically.
say that.
Already
I
wrong.
mean, because if
Okay,
I was trying to guess, if I was on the panel, I'd be like, oh, wait a
Will,
minute.
your
that's
first one is with
76
book.
before, because you said 10 minutes, so before they call it, I'm finna switch 2 or 3 different names.
Cold-blooded makes me think of Charlie Murphy getting the Unity ring tattoo on his forehead by Rick James. I can't.
Okay, I'm out. I don't know that. What's that?
Wait a minute, you never watch Dave Chappelle?
Oh, here we go.
Okay.
So look, let me just preface this.
Never
right
mind, never
now.
mind.
Wait, hold
Never
on.
mind. I love Dave Chappelle.
Look, it's not that. Look, you just what I did. Look, my black card would get revoked. I don't know how many times. Like my coworker asked me, "Have I seen Players Club?" No. Like,
Well, you're younger too, so I can understand
but
that.
I've seen New Jack City and The Bodyguard.
But they didn't play that a lot. I can get that.
I didn't have
probably get
cable.
that.
Okay, I was going from memory. I didn't have cable until 2 weeks ago.
Let's see what Wayne and Alice
Or
got.
when the Super Bowl came on. Speaking of, is Dre in the chat? Because I'm all up in your face today, sir.
All right, Wayne and Alice.
If he ain't in the chat, you better rewatch this. It's Chiefs.
Are you always this much fun?
We just
Me?
over here.
Yeah.
Look, I have to strap her.
Am I doing too much? I'm sorry.
You are so fun. Are you kidding me? I want to be here all day long.
Together. So confused.
I don't know.
Like,
I'm
I've
just
got a lot on my mind. I've got a lot to do today.
like, I don't know, but people tell me I'm a good time, so I'm gonna say yes.
Will said Steve Irwin is one that threw me off the most.
Really?
You know what? I think it's because most of the list is
You have
like
to watch
reading.
you have to watch all of my videos and all of my shows, because if you actually a recent episode of Two Peas in a Podcast would kind of make this even easier for
Oh, you slick too, and you right. See, that's that Gemini mess they be doing. You see what I'm saying? You know what kills me about a Gemini? They don't even know what they're going. You know what? I give it up to Geminis because they don't know how they're gonna set themselves up for success that day. But something they did 2 or 3 days ago, a week ago, month max will set them up for success the next time.
I can't wait till I actually go through this list because it's funny. Who's
that
it?
be killing?
All right, so this is Chad. Chad says,
"Oh, Richie coming in with the parentheses. We get official, like boom, 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 boom. I love it.
Wait a minute. Chad, he said nerd. He said the whole daggone thing.
I'm telling you.
He said not just
telling you.
Yeah, just include everybody at Nerd.
Let's include everybody.
Yeah.
All right.
He wouldn't be lying though.
Oh, Al, let me see. The time is up. The time is up.
Hey, Rock, that's my boy.
So I have to get to the bottom of the chat. So whoever else, you can still input it if I'm not at the bottom of the chat. But once I get to the bottom, I'm gonna cut it off and I'll start going through the list. We got Stan. Stan, you have a list already.
Oh, you rocking the Insane Clown Posse there, Lindsay?
Yeah.
Insane Clown Posse.
Pythons.
Yes,
So if
I
they
know.
have anybody on here so far, based on what I've seen, Will's is actually the closest.
Uh-oh.
His first list is actually
The first.
LOL, yeah, that's why I make albums, so I can go to an album, or it would take forever to get. So, anybody remember, other than me and Chip, the old Reptile magazine? So before social media, it was the Reptile magazines. Anybody remember that?
Yes. I mean, I don't remember.
It was
remember it. I heard about this.
Let me just go on and sit back and look at. Let me go and sit back and look at.
I actually have one. I have one that
Wow.
gave me from like
see.
20 or not 20, probably like 15 years ago, and he like had circled like it was like boa, you know, and it like it had like listings in there. It was so cool.
See, now I never was like. It's funny because you know I have been going through.
I got you,
Big Sissy. You know I have been going through it with my nana, with my grandmother, right?
Mm-hmm.
So apparently, I've been lying on my own story, apparently. Because she just, because I would, I'd be here and we go to the zoo. That was like, I liked animals, always liked animals. Apparently, I got in trouble when I was younger. From what I remember, my whole life, I remember one time in preschool when I was here and I touched albino retic, and it wasn't as bad as I thought, but all through up until high school, my sophomore year.
Wait a minute, Maki. Hold on. Because Insane Clowns brought it up again. So, Mike, I'm going to answer your question with this. I found the place. I found the place for you. I need to go if you want.
You're going to be Mike's new favorite person.
Step on the elevator. Press number 7. That's all you got to do to get to 7th heaven. I can't believe what you're gonna do to get inside. I know you love my ride. You can't fool around with my rules. I ignore the golden rules. Keep it up. Hey! Yes.
Let me find out one more thing about this woman. Let me find out one more thing about this woman. Now she can sing. Let me find out one more thing about this woman. I'm going to stop speaking English. Every time you message me, I'm going to answer in Hawaiian. Translate. Because I'm sick of this mess.
Look, girl, that was my favorite part of that movie. So
what
if y'all
movie?
don't know what Mike is talking about, you got to watch the movie The Last Dragon with Shonuff.
Oh.
But Vanity played in that movie. And Vanity, I used to love Vanity and Apollonia. When I was a little girl, I wanted to be Apollonia. I never reached those heights. But Apollonia was like the girl. Her and Vanity was every little girl's dream to be like them. So they was kind of like our Cardi and our Megan Thee Stallion for the new age people.
Let's
so
see.
She sings that song when she gets to 7th heaven. And
Aaliyah? I think that's all I had, because Aaliyah was like because Aaliyah was like the only one that was,
Aaliyah came out. That's when she came. But Aaliyah came out with like the midriff stuff.
Yeah, but she was the only one that was like a tomboy. So she was the only one that I was like,
well,
okay.
You had TLC first, though.
Oh, yeah, no, please don't. Look.
What about your friends?
Look, Left Eye, look, let me tell you something, Jesus. Left Eye. Look, I don't care. Look, they gonna hate me in the chat, but I don't care what nobody says.
This made me feel so old.
If Left Eye and Aaliyah were still alive, none of them, Beyonce and none of them would have a career. Hi, puppy. Give me the puppy. Hi, puppy.
That's Mike Mills, Bruce Leroy. Who's the baddest mofo down this town? Show enough. I can't hear you.
No, but apparently I've been lying on my own
my
whole life.
So. No one got it. No one got it. Reels was the closest. So let me give y'all my list. And then let me make sure nobody else inserted the list. Hold on.
Is that a black lab?
She is a German Shepherd.
Oh, she's a black German. Oh my Lord, she's gorgeous. I love me. It's a long. I think for the first time I saw a long-haired black German Shepherd. Just the most gorgeous thing I ever seen.
So she's got brown paws. Like,
oh, look at you!
All right,
here we go. You're a big old baby.
You'll be good.
The brat was cool, but the brat.
Stop it! I gotta go on. So this is who's gonna go in the wheel. Since no one got it on point, since Will's got it the closest, Will's is gonna go on the wheel twice. And then everybody else I have who replied. We got Jolly, Will's, we got Wayne and Alice, we got TJ, Darlene. We got Justin Pike, Chad. Did I miss anybody else? Chip. I thought Chip replied too. Chip. Let's see. Hey, Lily. was the question. You didn't miss it, Lily. So it's a pinned comment from Bosa on here, and it has my 10 top pioneers, but you have to put them in the order of my top 10. So you didn't miss the list, you missed the qualification, but you didn't miss the list. So I'm going to go through the list now. All right, so did I miss anybody? Anybody in the chat? Did I miss you? We got Wills. Let's want to go on the wheel. We got TJ. We got Justin. We got Jolly. We have Darlene. We got Wayne and Alice. We got Chad, who entered their list.
I think Bosa was saying Stan.
Oh yeah, I got Stan. Actually, Stan did it twice. So Stan. C. All right, I'm gonna start entering them into the wheel. Bosa, let me know if I missed anybody else.
Rock gonna say I want to recap.
Rock, did you make a list, Rock? Did Rock make a list, Bosa? I got you, Stan. I'm great. Enter y'all into the wheel. And we'll confirm everybody on here before I hit spin. The winner wins a $200 Visa gift card. All you have to do is send me your email address, and we will send the $200 Visa card through an e-gift. Who's nearby that wants to help me clean rats today?
You know, I'm about that life, but me, yes.
I'll come help clean snakes all day, every day. I would even drive to come help clean snakes.
Where are you located, Lindsay?
In Michigan. So, Michigan. You know where that is? Have you ever heard of it?
Yeah, no, I've heard of it. No, I've heard of it, but I'm trying to.
It's trying to think about
Wisconsin,
it.
Michigan is not Wisconsin.
It's like, so Wisconsin.
Michigan with the funny looking. That's up there with the funny looking with the. Hold on, let me.
With lakes all around it.
Yeah. Okay.
Right above Ohio. You're doing great. You're doing great. You can look at a map after.
I'm looking right now. Are you kidding me? United States. I've been seeing that
in the United States.
Look, I don't know why I did that, because everybody swear they have no idea A, where I live, and B, that Hawaii is even a 50th state, and I just made myself look foolish.
It's okay. I make myself look foolish on a daily basis, multiple times a day. It's great.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm thinking right. Okay. So it's Minnesota, Wisconsin, then Michigan. Okay. Boom. All right. So you're more east.
Yeah, we're more east than even I sometimes.
Will's did enter twice, so he's going to go ahead as Will's and one says Oscar.
Get creative in there.
Now Maryland is the one I'm trying to find.
I got Wayne and Allen.
Oh, it's Maryland, Connecticut, Rhode Island, isn't it?
Maryland. Yeah, those are all close.
Did he ever confirm if Rock commented? So we know we got Chip.
Rock said he wanted a recount, but I don't see anything else.
But I didn't see anything from Rock.
Rock
recount and you, huh?
No, I'm sorry. I'm my fault.
Lindsay, I told Nicole that our imaginary travel plane, which is with Holly, will listen to by the atmosphere. But we only like 2.5 hours. No, for me, Lindsay, I got some need some cleaning. Everybody needs some. I got a lot to do today, y'all. I mean, a lot. I'm tired thinking about it. What size Will Banks incubator did you get? It was the one that was 1995 wheels. I think it's the one that held the 29 clutches.
Oh, 29 clutch. Yeah. That's a big incubator.
Yeah, 29 retic clutches or 29 ball python clutches.
29 ball python clutches.
So I had no idea that retic clutches were like 20 eggs, 22.
And
that was small. 22 eggs from a retic was small. That was a new mom. A older mom. You can handle up to 60 something eggs.
So how many did T'Challa actually lay?
Yeah, 22. She had 22 viable eggs.
And they like this big, ain't they?
Well, they was huge. It was weird. And you cannot candle all retic eggs when they first come out, like you can ball python. You gotta wait. Some of them you gotta wait a few days before you can candle them because they so thick. The egg is the membrane is so thick.
So would it be better just to wait and candle everybody? Like
That's
wait.
what I did. So
Okay.
that's what I did. A couple of them, like you could candle them a little bit right away. You could see them right away, but I waited like a week and then candled them all.
Wow.
Right. So let me make sure I didn't miss anybody. Y'all listen to me because I don't want to hit spin and somebody was forgotten. So we got Wills on here twice as Wills and Oscar. We got TJ. We got Wayne and Alex. We got Darlene. We got Justin Pike. We got Oscar, which is Wills, so he's on it twice. Elias, Chad, Chip.
Did I hear Stan?
My largest clutch was 17 years ago at 73 eggs. Did you see that, Lindsay? So Chip has produced probably more eggs than I'll ever see in my lifetime.
73?
But one, yeah, that's for one. If you ever look at those big, because of course
73 in one snake?
Yeah. I was praying. My thing was I was praying. I was like, come on, Tashala, you're a first time mom. Don't give me no more than 30. Don't give me no more than 30, please.
73, you guys, 73.
She said he has produced more eggs than I've probably ever seen in a life.
I'm telling you, I mean, I think Chip probably has more retakes than most of us could imagine. And I'm talking about full grown ones, not just not no babies. We're full grown ones.
Because all of yours are your babies still considered juvenile?
Thank you, Wills. I couldn't tell you which one it is. I can confirm it in my email though, Wills, just to make sure. But I'm sure it was that one. I'm telling you the price. I remember prices. I can't tell you modules, so I remember prices. But I can tell you exactly which one.
Guys, can we talk about this for a second? 73?
Yes.
Wait, no, because I'm with
What do you
you.
even do with that?
People don't understand why, like, as much as I love them, because I do love them, I wish it was a way that I could breed all of them, right? I wish it was, and then have possible homes. But the reason is, and for real, the reason is that I can't think of 10 people I trust enough to want to get my animals to keep them for a lifetime, let alone 73
That's
people.
the whole thing. It's like, these are large snakes. That's 73 people that you now have to find to purchase.
Wait a minute. Oh, God forbid you can't find. See, that's the thing. So I think that's why these animals end up sometimes in the wrong hands. You are now pressured to sell these snakes if you have 73, unless you're somewhere like you got a great big old facility and you just got them everywhere. I mean, you're pressured at a certain point to sell them, and I don't ever want to feel that. So that's why I don't breed them. I wish it was. And one of the things I try to do, I mean, I know Chip does it as well. I try to educate people so much more because they're big snakes, and I think sometimes people think of that. My retics for me are easier. Because they're intelligent, they know what to do. They make it easier for me to clean. Like, okay, I'm gonna do it on this side, we can clean. So if they're easier,
pull them out, and you don't have to worry about them getting away. I know that sounds really like they can get into other rooms, I'm sure, but like it's not like you're gonna lose a retic.
Yeah, but you know what? They can break up. They can break up some stuff.
Now
Chris Harwick retic laid, I think 51 eggs. Yep.
Look, y'all talking about snakes. Y'all talking about retics and their intelligence.
Right.
But here's the thing that nobody mentioned, and nobody told me that boas can be bougie. Nobody said that to me.
What you mean, for food?
No, I mean food.
Yeah, I never
Anubis, he about that life. Anubis is about that life, but he is a bougie snake. I ain't never seen no snake. You know how I think it was you, Big Sis, that said, your retics will poop and do their business on a certain side and then they move to the other side. I don't never see this child. I don't never see him until he do his business. Now he done his business. Now he want to stare at me like I'm not.
You get it out.
Right. Like, when are you going to clean this up? Like, he giving me the side eye. I don't like that. He bougie. He got too much attitude for me.
I've got two that are like, in fact, I can see she must have pooped because she's on the complete opposite side of her bin. always, like every single time she poops, she will not be near it at all.
I've never seen that. My ball pythons poop and then they just sit in it. And I be getting irritated, but
They just sit in it.
and then he be giving me the stank eye, and I don't appreciate it.
Bosa, Chip, can you confirm if you had a list? I thought I did see a list from Chip. Let's see what he says.
Are we pulling out anybody?
Don't put my name on there. Let another person get it. Okay. All right. So I'll take Chip off.
Chip is such a sweetheart. Chip is a humble dude, man.
Oh, yeah, that was nice.
Yeah, I know.
Chip is a humble dude. I say a shout out.
I'll put him in anyways.
All right. So
Lindsay, who's your top 10 before she reveals us? Who's your top 10?
That's a good question. You know what? I was thinking about that today.
Me too. For Lindsay, because Lindsay probably don't know all of them.
No. I just meant her top 10.
I am a researcher. Here's one of my biggest. It's a good quality, and it's also kind of a downfall sometimes. I am like a researcher to the nth degree. So when I get interested in something, I want to know the history of all of it. I want to know all the influential people in it. I can't tell you how many podcasts I've listened to and interviews. Kevin McCurley is one of my top ones by far, if not actually probably my top. And
He's
that's
that
something
guy.
that I don't even really talk about very often, but I have the level of respect that I have for him is so deep. And I feel so strongly about it that it's like, it's almost just like, he doesn't even need to be brought up 90% of the time, because it's just so obvious that he is reptiles and really all animals are embedded in him. Like it runs through his blood. I mean, he is them.
He's that. I feel like
personally, when anybody attack him, because what people don't realize, where some of the people in the hobby don't give a F, or they have their animals for reasons of just making money. Although he was successful at a point in making money from his animals, he could care less about that money. He will burn it all if it meant that he had to give up his animals. And so I think that like I said, one of the cool things about meeting, and I'll talk about it more a little bit, a few of these people, or like even like I said, Brian is not on it, but meeting Brian Barczyk in person, it's how humbling that you, from the outside looking in, you have this one perception of a person, and inside when you really meet them, you realize they're just you. Like some of the conversations that Kevin and I had, like Kevin is the creator of my Asian water monitor. When I sent and my golden child cow, which Kevin is the creator of a lot of ball pythons that everybody has today, and most retics, as far as the major combos. Of course, you know, Bob Clark brought in a lot of the F1s and created the pies and stuff like that with Will Banks and others. But especially that specifically when it comes to Kevin, the golden child. The reason I had to have a golden child is because of Kevin. The reason I had to have a spider is because of Kevin. A lot of the genetics that we have in our homes today is because of him, and we would not be able to produce the wonderful ball pythons we do if it wasn't for him and others on this list. So yeah,
I feel like Kevin is like Timberland.
What Lori said, what Lindsay said, he is by far, out of everybody on this list, I think the person who probably loves their animals the way that I can try to get someone to understand the way that I love mine. Like,
agreed. Agreed. Like mine are, I'm not kidding when I say, I mean, they are my babies. Like they are. Like nobody can tell me that I did not birth them.
Facts. Okay, somebody film me. Okay.
I love my snakes so much. I mean, same with my dog though. I mean, but but it's not, I haven't had that feeling, honestly, with all dogs, with all of my pets. I've had dogs and other pets that I'm like, okay, this is just a pet. You know, I'll keep it until it lives its life out. here, but I don't feel that like such a strong connection, like they are family, like I do with my snakes. I mean, my daughter, obviously, and then
Right.
my dog and my snakes. I love them. I love
I almost it was I'm glad you said that, Lindsay, because I love animals. You know, I've always loved these animals, but I don't know what it is. It's like because I think it was and I would feel, I don't know if I feel this. I feel the same amount of love like I did with other animals, but like snakes for me, they have such this stigma around them, and to come from like a place myself, like I mean, if you want to take it to like all aspects, being a mixed breed, people hated me for that. They
Oh no. Did we lose her?
It's probably a slight delay. I was reading, I think it was Chip's comment.
Did y'all lose me? Am I back?
Tim, we're back. It was Tim. So Stan said, big shout out to the corn panel. So
thank you, Stan.
You ladies, thank you. I love these girls. They just so energetic. All right, so we're going to go ahead and start with my list. So, and then read some of the comments specifically. I think Chip's comments. It would make sense to a person like Chip. But again, let me remind you all, Justin from Canova is not on this list because I am growner than Justin from Canova. And my animal experience, ball python breeding, is secondary to my life. I didn't start there until 3 years ago. My life was animal keeping. My life was taking animals and trying to make them as socialized as possible to have a great reptile life. I always wanted exceptional animals. If you ask anyone, I had exceptional fish, I had exceptional cats, I had exceptional dogs. The dogs I have now, Nino, we call him Nino. I have a little Yorkie pool who is bright as all outdoors and literally like a force to be reckoned with. People come to the house, they don't ask where's the Rockwell, they ask where's the Yorkie pool.
It's the Yorkie. He's funny.
He's off the chain. So, with that being said, did Nicole say her list order yet? I'm coming down, Wills. I'm coming down. TJ, I love all my animals, but my snakes are different. There's something about looking into their faces and their accents just different from mammals. Yeah.
I think it's because they're the most thing. I think it's because they're the thing that gets the most stick. They have the worst stigma of any animal. I've had people be like, "Oh, I'll mess with a lizard," but lizards blink. You know, they can blink. They can make some type of noise. They just do things that are kind of human, like that we can associate as humans. Snakes don't have a lot of that. And
no, here's what let me say. So having a snake.
I'm sorry, Lizzie, before you go, y'all, I just posted number 10. And that's
how we do it.
And that's Bob Clark is number 10, and Bob Clark is my number 10 because of what Tim posted earlier. Not just the ball pythons, but he was one of the very first people to bring retics. He was the first person to bring retics over here. For me, he's also the person who produced my line of this pod that I have here. My tiger pod directly links to Bob Clark's line through Jim Jolly. So Bob Clark is my number 10. My mean old DMX, my green tree python, is from Bob Clark. So for me, and I said to Lindsay last night when I did this list, some of the people that's on this list are not people that I necessarily today respect to the highest. And I will tell you that I lost along the way some respect for Bob Clark over the years because I think that he lost respect for what he does. And so therefore the business suffers from it, if that makes sense. But I cannot take away from his contributions into what animals I have in my home today. So that was my number 10. Lindsay, go ahead because you was going to say something before I hit type the number 10.
I was just going to say,
number 9 in the chat, and I'll come back in when we get a opening. Go ahead.
I think so. What I've learned with my snakes is because all of it is a huge learning experience, right? I didn't have snakes prior to having snakes, obviously, just in the last few years. And it was something that, my daughter really wanted a ball python. This is how it always happens, right? Naturally, I fell in love with her ball python that we got from Brian Barczyk. And he's just literally, his name's Pico, world's coolest snake ever. But what I noticed was my daughter, Juliana, so she kind of changed her way of interacting even with other humans. So I think reptiles just in general across the board really teach people in general, like a level of respect that, we have to respect these
You
animals.
can't connect with them if you don't have a really legit. This is something I said, Lindsay, and I said to, I believe a lot of people who had trust issues or other type of social issues connect to these animals, because the only way you connect is that you have to be 100% near with each other.
Whoa.
You have to understand them, and it's on their terms.
Yes. Why y'all coming through with the truth like that?
When you can't just run up to somebody and just jump on them and give them a big hug if they don't really like being touched. Okay. It just makes them feel uncomfortable. So then you have to learn to love them in a way that they receive love. And so with Juliana, it's, completely taught her like she knows just really to be more respectful in general to other humans, to other animals. It's taught her, just picking up on those very small cues of when a snake jerks back, like that doesn't mean reach in further and
it means let me figure it out. Give me my space, let me figure it out.
Yeah, it teaches a lot of like social cues and norms and body language, reading people. Juliana now can read people better when somebody is standing there and is fidgety or nervous or they're not wanting to open up. It's like Juliana has a lot more patience with people like that because she understands and picks up on things like that. And that's not something that I think she ever would have really learned. She's a pretty darn intuitive and wise, like old soul of a kid anyways, but she wouldn't have learned it to this extent if it weren't for reptiles, for sure.
I 100% agree with that. I think that's my biggest, not argument, but I don't want to say argument. It ends up turning into an argument when I'm talking to people, or not an argument, but like a debate when I'm talking with people who don't understand, because the first, and everybody who's into any kind of reptile, this is what they get, but specifically because I have this affinity for snakes. It's not that I wouldn't own any other type of reptile, because daggone it, Nicole done got me on these daggone Ackies. I'm gonna get me a daggone Ackie. I'm about sick of it. But
I want a lace monitor, so there's that.
Dude, man, it's the monitors. But that was like my biggest thing.
Or an alligator.
But they are so much. Snakes are so different. They have no legs. They don't have eyelids. They don't have no arms. And literally, when you break it down, what I've seen is like when you break it down that they have nothing else to go off of other than what you give them.
Well, the thing is that again, it goes back to. They got a lot to go off. When you got a.
They do.
When you got a 16 foot retake, they gonna win that fight. You know what I'm saying?
They do.
Y'all don't need no legs.
But it forces you to learn them. It forces you.
So, what I was going to say, learn each other. Because I post videos all the time. I will show y'all guys, like, there are times where, and this is why I get so annoyed when I hear the whole mainland retic talk. I can't even listen to it now, y'all. Honestly, like, if you have a podcast and you're talking mainlands versus super dwarfs, I don't listen anymore. And let me tell you why. I have one dwarf, no super, one dwarf. My mainlands are way more manageable than the one dwarf. And what I mean by way more manageable on every level, I will show you videos. I try to post stuff so y'all can see it. I can say to my retics, all those big ones you see me with, and they know what that means, and they will turn away from it. I posted a video the other day with my tables to Tim's message. I'm walking with Gigi. Now, Gigi is my gangster Tegu. She's just being nice right now because her brother's sleeping. She feel like she's getting all my love. But if y'all watch the video with my Tegu, she has no harness or anything on her. And you will hear me say, you know where you're going? That's the grandkids' room. They don't go in there, you'll get in trouble, and the table turn around. That is not, y'all, something that I plan for a video. This is the stuff that happens for real in my life. And I'm trying to show y'all that if you open your mind with these animals on every level, you can get the same thing. This is me picking up my phone, walking with a table. I can't say, hey, Gigi, when you get to the door, I say that, do this. Y'all seeing it live.
Right. No, that's
same thing with my retics. Pregnant retics don't travel. Pregnant retics. 2 days before T'Challa, she came across the breakfast table. She wanted to have a conversation. All of that. And it's like 22 days, 2 days later. But big retics, big retics don't, when they pregnant, they grab it, they don't move. She danced around this entire house, dragging eggs and everything.
Well, I mean,
your retic don't, because your retic don't trust you and those babies in her stomach around you. Mine was 110% chill with it.
I'm telling you, but
8 months and everything, chill with it.
I'm telling you, but that's the thing. So I feel like, again, post-COVID, everybody forgot that humans as humans are social creatures. We don't know how to do nothing no more. We don't know how to interact. And then look, coming from the culture that I come from, you don't mess with no animal. The animal is there. It is there to exist. Whatever it is there to do, it is there to exist. It's not there to harm you. They don't care about you. My snakes don't care about me. But they know for a fact that when I pick them up, or if I bring some with the coolest thing, and I don't think I don't know.
I promise I'm gonna get through this list, right? But Marky, stop it. They bring it up sensitive subjects, y'all.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, maybe no. Go ahead, Marky, because what you're saying is facts. I mean, it's facts.
Let's go.
It's so strange for me. One of the biggest things that I see, I don't know if the snake has the brain capacity to do it, but again, coming from my culture, we go off of a lot of energy. You know what I mean? That's how we move and navigate through life. So when I pick up Kamea, I talk about her all the time. That's the first baby. That's the only one that didn't got me. She the only one that bit me. Watch, I'm going to pick somebody up and they going to get me. And watch, it's going to come 2 days, I'm going to get bit. But Kamea, most untrustworthy thing I ever seen. I brought her home. She hid in the damn light bulb box. She did not want to be messed with me. But now I take her and I give her to somebody who she's never seen, never been around. And it's almost like she looks at me for approval. Like, okay, am I safe? Okay, mama brought them around me, so they must be all right. It's a different bond.
I don't listen to people who say snakes don't have feelings.
Oh, I believe every animal has
feelings. You may not know it has feelings, but they do have choices. And let me tell you a choice. If you watch the video, when we was going to pull T'Challa eggs, we suggested that Michael pull her eggs and not me or my husband, because Michael is who she closest to. And
right.
You see when she peeked up and realized it was Michael and she was good.
Yeah, and I did.
She bumped and she said, "Oh, it's Michael.
Oh, it's cool." And that was
eggs.
just like how do you put it? Maquindra.
Same thing.
Maquindra, right? No, so I saw your video and I saw the video, but when you, it's the bond. I think that's why I do what I do. Is because even if you never ever mess with a snake again, if you never touch a snake, you see that this is, like I said, it ain't that bad. It's not this perception that we've created for ourselves of these animals. These animals just they got a different. It's a different thing. You'll never experience it until you do.
Y'all, and we're gonna come back to this topic because I do want to get number 9. So my number 9 was Tom Crutchfield. And I'm not even a huge fan of him as much anymore because I do feel a certain kind of way about his whole argument and keep striking his conversations about how people should keep their retics, although he kept his that way for all those years. We all learn, we all keep it better. Y'all know that I believe that retics should not be in little enclosures. Y'all see my ass can fit in my retics enclosures. I do that on purpose. And I upgrade them as they need be. The reality of it is that some of them in here won't ever need to come out the enclosures that they are in for two reasons. One, their personalities, they don't really stroll that much. And then two, they all come out their enclosures all the time. So when they're in there, typically for them, that's where they want to be. Now, when I acknowledge like one of the ones that's in the 10-footer, that's because she was a climber. And she still is. She will climb and lean over the branch, you know.
I love it.
She's
I love it.
Who does it, but that's her. So she gets bigger. And when this new enclosure comes, we put her in the bigger one that's coming because she's still a climber. Give somebody else her 10-footer because they don't climb that much.
I was just about to ask you that.
I shake them all the time.
Well,
based on personality.
No, I know you do that, but I was because I'm me now. You know, I'm still new to the game, but you know.
Wait a minute, Elias. Elias, I'm just saying. Nicole.
Yes.
Shout out to Billy and everything.
Yeah, no, when I tell you I heard that, because I pick up on accents. When I tell you I heard the dwarf, it was the dwarf with the hook in the arm. It was the dwarf. Like I'm gonna karate chop.
I can't. Don't come at me with that stupid stuff. Unless you own multiple retics and multiple super dwarfs, and you can do a video to prove to me that your super dwarf is more behaved than my mainland. Get out of my face with that, because I can give you videos all day. Just go ahead.
Nah, Nicole, man, Big Sissy said I'm Millie Rock on any block.
Okay, who's number 7? Oh wait.
Oh no, we didn't make it to number 7.
Lord, woman,
well, actually, let's do number 8. Let's do number 8. That's a good idea.
She said gotta do number 9.
8.
Oh no, she just did number
8.
I knew that, Lindsay. Don't do me like that.
Ooh, Ralph Davis. Let me tell you why.
Yeah.
Further down this list is another person who reminds me so much of the old school Ralph Davis. Ralph Davis was someone who came in similarly already as an entrepreneur, but then he took snakes and then just produced some amazing animals and became a greater entrepreneur. I think that Ralph Davis was the epitome of showing people of how to breed snakes and to be a great businessman as well, in my opinion. And he was a big part of my research. Like when you were talking about Lindsay, like growing up, even before I ever bought a ball python from a breeder, I knew who Ralph Davis was. Now in my head, and I remember even saying this to Ozzy one time, I never thought that I would have money back then to buy steaks from Ralph Davis or Aussie Boys, and to be sitting here with all, like most of my collection being from Aussie, it's just like it's mind blowing to me. So Ralph Davis has that impact to me of where I am now and seeing those animals hatching and things like that. And also he was very into his wife. He bought his wife. I remember he invested into her. I think it was her beauty salon. It was. So of course, I want to get into this ball python thing. I want to find a new venture, but let me give you something that makes you happy too. So he was into making sure that he took care of her as well. And y'all know I'm all for good husbands, just making sure their wives have what they need. I'm not talking about necessarily financially because, for most women, we don't need no money. Those days are dead for most women. We need way more than that, okay? So that's why he's number 8 on my list, and all of his contributions to a lot of people on this list, because if Ralph Davis didn't do what he did, a lot of people wouldn't be able to create the things that even or had the reputation that they have to allow them to be on this list as well. So shout out to Ralph Davis.
See, it's this kind of thing, like I'm the younger and everything, so and not being able to be exposed to this kind of stuff, it's these kind of like podcasts and these kind of lives that because I like y'all mentioned somebody.
Fat Man, and there's no secret, Fat Man knows where me and him clash, but on everything else, I think he's amazing because without him, even without Sean, you know, I mean, I know a lot of people don't feel Sean. I would tell you this. I don't have no feelings against him. I would tell you that he was one of the first people, and I was honored, who reached out to me and was happy to see a woman, and a Black woman at that. And that's months before anything happened, to say, oh my God, I came back and I'm so happy. He didn't know who I was, to see you doing a podcast. And he didn't have to reach out to me. And that really made me feel good because I knew who he was. You know, he's a big part of that history. And I said that to many people, say what you want. That history we're talking about. Now, he would never put himself in the initial pioneers, but he's right there. So when you had that first pioneers, Sean is with them, with that group. That's why he knows so much. And that's why I do respect that because if you're in this and you're really passionate about it, it's no way in hell that you cannot know the contributions of these people and do what you're doing today passionately. Because a lot of what we do goes back to that history.
I think a lot of it was that I didn't know. You like,
I'm talking about you. I'm just saying.
No. I know.
Why we do this, because the younger generation needs to be exposed.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I knew these things, right? Like, when I stepped in, you know, you hear about the pipeline of the genetics, right? So I got this one from this one, and then their mom and dad made this one, and then this I got this one, and it keeps traveling down. And then, you know, for somebody to step in that's fresh and green, to see something like this and hear these names, so now let me go look, like Lindsay said, let me go research, let me find this person, let me find this person. Then you start finding out all the history and like when I found out about Nerd, Lord have mercy. When I found out about Nerd, what you laughing at?
I'm laughing at Chip, but that little Chip always like, he always get me.
I love it.
It's I have so much respect for the people that I follow and that I watch, and that I've had the opportunity to, you know, that I call it connection, because I got cable now for the Super Bowl, you know, but YouTube and the podcast is my TV now. You know, everybody got their specials. They come on Fridays, Saturdays, Sunday nights, you know. So now I found out so much from these people, and how I'm telling you, when I found out about Nerd and what they produce, like the world's first, that I didn't know what that meant.
Well, that was way back when World First was really World First. Now, time that you say World First, somebody else got in that drawer, you just don't know it.
Yeah, but I mean, like, Nerd was like Kevin McCurley. That's a world's first type dude. You know what I mean? Like, golly, how you do that? Like, where do you come up with it's the mind behind it. It's amazing. I'm grateful for all the people. That's what I'm saying.
My number 7, and we don't have to elaborate on him because I talked about him a little earlier, and Chip actually put some additional information about him in the chat, is Michael Wilbanks. He was my number 7. Same thing, for the same reasons. Pretty much, I respect Bob Clark. I definitely respect Michael Wilbanks, and we'll review that incubator when it gets here to see if he's putting something else in his legacy at that particular time. I can tell you that the features seem to be very state of the art. I love the fact that it has this internal thermostat. I think that's pretty dope. And the space, and how it's, you know, it actually, the airflow and everything actually is going to work in there. Not saying I love sea serpents. Shout out to Chris and sea serpents. It's nothing wrong with my sea serpents incubator. That thing is incubating, doing this thing. But I just definitely wanted to try to Wilbanks, and I'll let you guys know. I might get it and say, you know, see, because if you really look at the price, it's not too much different from the sea serpents price, to be honest, especially after shipping. So I might look at it and say, you know, I like the sea serpents better, you know. Chip say Michael Wilbanks is a good dude. And whenever Chip says someone's good, that says a lot, because Chip don't just give out brownie points. He don't care who you are. All right, so number 6. Number 6, Tracy Barker. Somebody said that, I mentioned her earlier.
I meant to do a round of applause for Mr. Wilbanks too. So there's double up.
Now, everybody, Chip, anybody who's listening who who can pull some strings. If there's any woman that I would love to have on this podcast, like, look, literally, even if she says, if I do your podcast and you can never do Reptiles and Cocktails, y'all, Tracy Barker. I would still have 2 P's in the podcast. Excuse me. I still have 2 P's in the podcast under those circumstances. So Tracy Barker and David Barker. First of all, I love smart, intelligent women, as I always says. And if I can remember correctly, her and her husband were biologists. Then they became ball python breeders. If you don't know, they are the creator of the VPI exantic gene.
Okay.
And boa. Wait a minute, the VPI boa as well. So the VPI gene, which someone can type in. Actually, hold on, because I'm not going to sit here and say I can say it right. I know the middle one is sounds like ferocious or something like that. We're not going to sit here and butcher it, but let's tell you exactly what it means.
International.
Say it again, Lindsay.
Vita Preciosa International.
There you go. Thank you. Thank you.
Wait a minute. Wait.
Say the middle word. Say the middle word again, Lindsay.
Preciosa.
Thank you.
Okay, wait. I want to get this right. I want to say. Wait a minute. Hold on. I want to get this right. Say it slowly.
Press.
No. Say the whole thing.
Osa. Preciosa.
Now I got that part. What is it? Viper what?
Vita. Vita is life.
Vita.
Life International, basically. Vita Preciosa International.
Vita Preciosa International.
Inc.
Wait a minute. So this is
incorporated.
Tracy Barker. I definitely associate with the boas. I definitely associate with ball pythons. Little retic, but this is a Trip just dropped a jewel. Tracy Barker literally is responsible for helping Bob, Jay, and other old school retic guys get and import their retics. Okay, so I know she, did a lot of that with the ball pythons and the boas and a couple other species, but another reason why, if you can pull your strings, Tracy Barker. I always told Sean Bradley, get on your show then, Sean, and she wouldn't come there either. So I would love to have Tracy Barker on this show. I think for me as a young girl, and she was the first woman, and I can't even say that young girl, because what I learned, y'all, is that I'm not that much younger than a lot of these pioneers. Growing up, I felt like they were, you know what I mean? Like I felt like they were older because they were so more advanced in the hobby, but she was a woman and she was doing it. Her name was attached to some very successful breeding plans. Her name was attached to some very successful events. That was impressive to me. So that's why Tracy Barker is my number 6.
It's those kind of people. They're the producers.
So for me, again, Chad, this is my list. Her dad wasn't a woman at the time. And I will tell you that, her husband, David, he's a significant part of that history. My list is based on the top 10. And if I had to pick a Barker, it's Tracy for me, because she was that first impact of a woman doing this in a way that I one day want to be known for.
Do you have a woman in the game, Lindsay?
She was saying,
I see somebody else that's on this list.
Yeah, it's on the list. I know, because I think you said it. Yeah. I love Jeff Byers from Will Banks. That is you.
Let me be quiet.
Tracy only does interviews if you have history with her. Unfortunately, Dave gives more interviews, but literally the hobby of retics and ball python and colubrids would not be around if it wasn't for her. Yeah, dag it. Unfortunately, I don't have history for her. I wish she would come and do it though, because what she could say will definitely impact what we're trying to do, is educate the new generation. It could motivate the new generation and definitely bring new people in, specifically from a female perspective. There's so many women in here who are ashamed that they love animals the way they do because they don't think that it's feminine. But, it will help people to see that you can be a wife, you can be an intelligent woman, you can be an entrepreneur and a ball python breeder and still maintain your sexy.
Or just a reptile lover in general, because just because I wouldn't be here without women in the game. I would literally not be here without women in the game. If I never saw any women own a single snake, reptile, period, I wouldn't be here at all.
I mean, you know what, Chad, I can ask her. I can tell you that she has said no several times to Sean. I doubt if I can definitely ask Chad. You're absolutely right. I'll have to first find a way to contact her because she's not one that you can just Instagram. I tried. She don't even have an IG that's active. So, I mean, she might have a Facebook, but I tried IG. I looked for
It's the one-liners for me.
And I will envy, because I don't normally envy podcasters at all because I don't know what that's about. But I would envy any podcaster who can get it on. I will watch your show even if I don't watch your show. If you can get Tracy Barker on your show.
Mission.
Yeah.
That's saying.
Mission stated.
I'm going to be in the chat. I'm not going to be a creep. I'm going to be in the chat.
I'm going to be in the chat.
Please, do it. Do it. In remembrance.
So we on number 6 or number 5?
No, number 4.
Oh.
Well, sorry, did Brian Sharp. Oh, y'all didn't hear me say Brian. I'm sorry. So number 4 is Brian Sharp. I mean, number 5 is Brian Sharp. And Brian Sharp, for me, I own Sharp boas. And if you don't know, there is an albino strain. The 2 most popular albino strains of boas
is that Sharp
and Sharp. So if you hear Sharp, it's Brian. You hear Call, it's Pete. I have a Call, and I have 2 Sharp albinos.
I actually had a question about that, if I may. So if maybe I'm getting them mixed up, but I'm just want some clarification here. So I had heard Sharp, and I had heard about the albino strains, and they're not compatible. Now, is there like a Sharp banana, or is that only boas, or am I getting mixed up?
Pythons, you probably have a banana. In the boa strain, it's only that I know of.
That's the only Sharp.
In the Sharp strain, yes.
Okay,
so strains that I know of.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought.
So read Chip's comment.
I'm 6 for 6 so far.
Chip said, fun fact,
Brian Sharp imported retics who had imported 2 albino that was not compatible with any other retics. He also imported some Jampayas too. This is why I love Chip.
I was just going to say.
I love Chip.
Cold-blooded with the facts I'm trying to tell you.
Wait a minute, but do y'all realize something? I didn't know that about Tracy or Brian, but I'm drawn to them. That retic connection. Something about the retics. I'm telling you, it's that retic connection.
You see how she is about these retics?
They my babies. We her babies.
Yeah, mine are my babies too. Dagnabbit.
I can't wait to see how their babies come out because watching retics come out the egg is funny because they come out swinging like retics, you know. And actually, I was watching I think it was Lev Exotics the other day, and his retic came out and literally kindly just came up his arm. I was like, my heart is so warmed because you know my record of not getting bit is going to end when we have that 22 retic clutch come out. They just come out, you know, wanting to eat.
I feel like retics are they have a different thing of I don't know. I feel like boas, they come out real striky, you know, when they're babies. Boas tend to be kind of striky, but then retics, I feel like they just know they're gonna be big, so they just don't care.
You know what I
mean? They just know that they're gonna be 22 feet long, and they're like
retics be like, oh yeah.
Right. So we gonna be big. You know what? I think the coolest babies to see though are cobras. When they come out, I think cobras are the coolest babies.
That's the same thing. They got that.
They just come out and they're like, "What's up? I'm in the fly."
Number 4, which I think was one of yours, Lizzie, right?
Yeah.
Lori Bartek for sure. Again, separate Brian. Take Brian from away from Lori, and she can stand on her own on being a pioneer in this here reptile game. And Lori was the first example of super sexy for me. like, like bad, just, I should be a runway model, but I'm doing ball pythons right now. Like, Lori was the first for me.
I feel that.
She's
I feel that.
She's badass.
I feel that. She's certified. She's certified. She is certified. Look, Miss Lori is certified.
Yes. And so again, separate her from Brian. It's great to have a great husband who really does it, but it's even better when your wife created her own waves in this as well.
Elias just called you out, Nicole, because
she's right. I gotta go back. What did he say?
He said,
oh, here you go.
He said that you ain't selling nothing.
I am.
I was going to say the same thing.
My husband always says
he's not going to be able to sell anything.
No.
So one of these, I might hold back one. And that would be if I get a male Motley Golden Child Sunfire in the clutch, I will hold back that one. I would not be able to sell that. But my husband already made that clear. What you can
that don't make no sense. You got an accidental clutch, you got to keep one. That just doesn't make sense. If Gambit got out and got with that gon' Pele right now, unfortunately, I got to keep one. And then the spaces are open for one of yours.
Yep. Darlene said, Chip, you should totally make videos when you're not. Darlene, don't get me started about Chip. Chip actually was doing a podcast at one point that I was loving. And then it's no longer happening. But I used to love it. It's the
aggression.
I used to love it.
She's so aggressive.
Like Chip was the only, because see, for me, guys, remember, I tell the story when I started getting the retakes. Other than my breeders, there was not many men out there who was saying, oh, retakes could be easy to deal with. Then I come across Chip on a podcast one day, and this dude is sitting there, he got history, and he's saying the same thing that I've been telling people, like, if you engage with your retakes, if you should not fear your retakes. If your retik is one of his favorite things he said on one podcast, he was replying to somebody, if your retik is trying to bite you every single time you go in there, something wrong with you and the relationship with your retik. And that is just facts. They're nothing like people making it seem. So Chip was the first man that made me that wasn't like trying to be this big man, making it seem like only big, strong men can deal with retics. No, he was very humble, and it was saying the same thing I said. You treat them like they're part of this family, and they will become a part of the family. So yes, I don't know if you remember the first time Chip ended up in the chat, and I freaked out. I was like, oh my God,
because I was on that podcast. That's the one that I did. That's the one that I was talking about, something that I wanted to talk about. You said, hold on, Maki.
I should have paused for the cause. Chip Endo is in
the Chip is in the comments. I said, wait, Chip is in the comments? We both.
And I didn't even know he was watching the show, so that was pretty cool.
I'm gonna have to take a second. I'll be right back, y'all. I gotta go check something.
Mainly start taking notes on your right out of the A. Yep, just like a wife. Remember that time 7 years ago when you did that thing? Exactly. Chip said, I mainly focus on the big snakes and their history. I've been doing that since the late 80s. And I didn't even know that, for me, didn't even know that retics were being imported over here into 1991.
Yeah, I would not have thought that it was that long.
People don't like me in the popular retic community because that's why I don't play in that community, because again, I think it's just a whole bunch of men try to, wanting to sling big dicks, but they don't have them. Excuse my language.
I agree. I think
you know what I'm saying?
As a whole, does not have the best reputation, which is like why I love seeing people like you with retics, because it's different. You're not the average retic person. And like Garrett Hartle, he brings a different
perception.
Yeah, like he's not the typical, I feel like, retic person, ironically, because he's a huge retic person, but obviously.
Okay, I gotta see it. Chip said he sent me a funny old picture on my messenger. All right, let me see. Hold on. Oh wow! I don't know if y'all can see it. It's a baby retic coming out the egg.
my gosh.
And that's a baby, y'all. That's coming straight out the egg. Look how big this thing is.
They're so cute though.
That's too cute. Little men already. All right, so we're down to
Number three.
Steve Irwin.
Yeah.
And that's without saying. Steve was the first person who actively showed us what animal handling, what animal in the wilds are like. That animals were totally different from our perception of them. I mean, just think, the man wrestled with all kinds of big venomous snakes and everything, and accidentally a stingray killed him. And so it goes to the point, I think, that even his life demonstrated some of what he always tried to show, is that you have to respect the animal. And if you respect the animal and his space, you can actually build that relationship with them. And that sometimes things happen with animals. That's why I never, y'all heard me talk about my arm. I never felt a way about the dog who did it, because I understood what was happening in his head when he did it, even though it badly harmed me. I think Steve literally lost his life loving animals the way that he did. And even in death, if he was able to look down and see what happened, he still was glad that he lived the life that he lived. So shout out to Steve, the entire family. I actually donate to the zoo all the time because I just think that what they do is amazing. A lot of people don't know that they almost lost their zoo a few years ago. Could you imagine losing? That's the only piece really of Steve, other than his legacy, his DNA, that is actually preserved. So definitely Steve Irwin. I watched the Steve Irwin every week growing up. Loved him. Yes. And everything that came
So did I.
Literally like a reboot, the best you could of Steve. You never could get another Steve Irwin. What did Eli just said? I think I got 3 right. Shoot, I forgot what I wrote.
I forgot what I wrote as soon as I sent it.
I have to.
Wills, Ozzy and Kevin next. Will is funny.
Will.
Steve definitely wouldn't have blamed the animal for what happened. Absolutely would not have. Besides his kids, they got his DNA. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I said. Yep. Fully agree. He's one of a kind. I wrote my list down so I wouldn't forget. Oh,
Darlene.
All right. So since Will's think he knows somebody a little bit or something, my number 2.
Kevin. Kidding.
Flat out, I would not be living this life I'm living today if it wasn't for Ozzy Boyds. From the time that we went to pick up our very first snake with him, it was just something so genuine about him and me. He wanted me to win. And every jewel that he drops to me, every conversation, his support, his genuine love for me and my husband, because like literally, guys, I'm one of the very few people who can roll up in their driveway and ring that doorbell, okay, without getting shot. And when I'm there, I'm one of the very few people who ever saw how beautiful his daughters are. I am one of the very few people who ever touched his dog. But more importantly for me, I sit here financially set for life, even if I don't sell another snake, because of the things that man has said to me and my husband. And I mean, forget the fact that he creates some of our most amazing genes as well. But I also find it so impressive. You guys see Ozzy Boyds here. Ozzy Boyds in his house with his snakes is just like us. Like to see him literally like turn into this grown man to a little boy when a snake is coming out the egg. Like, look at that. This is so cool. Check this out. Look at this. It's so cool. Oh shit. Look at this. He is pumped, y'all. Like it's no different from any of us. It's not the fact of, oh, look at this. You see this coming out the snake, Nicole. That's going to be about a $20,000 snake. No, that's not the conversations. He ain't even talking money when these babies are pimping. It's like, you see this? This is so cool.
It's his babies.
Yes, and then I'm gonna pair this and I'm gonna pair this. I can't wait to see what kind of cool shit this makes. Like, he's so passionate about it, and it fuels me and my passion to see that after all these years of him doing this, he ain't bored with it. It lets me know that this is something that can definitely go for life for sure.
Yeah.
Elijah said Larry alone makes Kevin number one. You didn't do part 1, 2, and 3 with Ozzy and Kevin. All right, so here we go. Number 1, y'all know who it is. My Kevin. Already talked about it. So I think Kevin, to me, is the Michael Jackson of reptiles. That's the best way to explain that. Like, the best way for me to, we talk about Ozzy and his passion, right? Kevin has been a bug, animal, lizard, amphibian lover since inception. And he's one of those people, I think, that it's a part of his soul, that if you took his animals away, Kevin could not live. So I'm very, very protective of that. Kevin is very candid about his suffering from depression. A lot of people are not candid about that. He suffers from depression, and his animals make it better for them. So when something happens to his animals, it's devastated, and it throws him into a deep, dark depression. And truly, I don't believe if he had his animals, if he's a person who would choose to be here every day. So I ask everybody to, definitely always support him. And somebody mentioned the other day, you never know what somebody's going through. Kevin struggles every single day. Y'all wouldn't know it. Yeah. Every single day he wakes up, he struggles every day, and you wouldn't know it. And I didn't know it until I got to know him personally. And I think that to hear him talk about it a little bit more openly over the last few years is absolutely awesome. But, for years I would hear people talk about nerd in a way of they're rich, they're this, they're that, and that's not who that man is at all. You can take money and flush it down the toilet. In fact, I don't even think he has all the money he used to have anymore, right?
He's not exactly the most financially
right.
Like, it's not of importance to him.
Right. It's irrelevant. Right. He just needs the finances to run the buildings, to pay his utilities and stuff like that. Yes. Yeah.
He's not a businessman. I mean, that's the farthest thing that he is. And the thing that I love about him is, yes, he stresses financially, but he's honest about the finances are not of importance
at all.
He's not in this for
because if it was
at all,
he would have said screw us a long time ago and went and lived lavishly in Africa with all his money. And sometimes he probably think back, if I was smart, I could have gave this up 15 years ago and been fine. You got to remember, Kevin sold one of the very first spiders, and it didn't sell for $200. It didn't sell for $50. It was selling for thousands, 20,000, 25,000. Okay. So he could have left us a long time ago and went sailing and lived in the bushes with the animals if he wanted to, and he did not. He continues to try to educate and everything. So like I said, as soon as he sends that link, I will make sure I share it on my pages because we definitely should support them. Bosa said, Kevin, Ozzy, Steve, Lloyd Brown. Oh, he's breaking it down for y'all what the list was. So Wills was actually the closest. And so we're going to go ahead and spill the wheel. Wills get to get on that twice because although he didn't get it perfectly, he definitely was the closest. I will say this. It also shows that Wills is probably watching my channel longer than anybody, and he watches videos because some of these things, like, you wouldn't know unless you watch all of them. Because I talk about different things on different shows. Will says, I think I got Kevin and Ozzy, Steve, Tracy, and Bob right. Maybe not Tracy. Maybe her and Lori were swapped. Don't remember now. Yeah. So Will, you had Kevin, you had Oz, you had Steve right, you had Tracy right. 5, you had Lori. I think you had maybe Ralph and Lori might have been out of whack. And then you had Brian at 8, 9, Mike, and 10 Bob. You did excellent though. I think it was that the Ralph who threw you off. Oh, his position anyway. I bought my first alligator from Nerd in 1995. Wow.
Mike, Wait.
And it was shipped by UPS. So my
shit.
Larry is from there. And Larry is actually one of the very unique lizards that he actually produced. And that's why Larry couldn't die. When I tell y'all I did CPR on a lizard, I wasn't playing with him. He had to live. I could not call Kevin because I always update Kevin on Larry because he loves the fact that he says I schooled him. But the goal is he loves the fact that when you get an animal that is actually socialized, that it's very important that you do exactly what they tell you to do to keep them socialized. So he loves to see that Larry is so socialized. And he loves to see like what we built for him and stuff like that. He gets so excited about that kind of stuff. But if I had to text him that Larry died, I don't think I could have. I think he would have to just ask one day randomly, how's Larry? And I would just say, Larry died 2 years ago. I don't think I could have sent him that message at all. So thank God Larry is still here. Every time I look at that little Negro in there eating like this, I was like, boy, you was a goner. You was a goner, bro. You came back for this fish. Like, it's crazy. Because my life and my husband, that's all my husband said. He just kept thinking about. He said he was at the barbershop telling the man, if that lizard don't come back, like, man, my wife is going to be over it. She's going to be over it. And I'm just so glad he made it. But yes. And because of Kevin is how I got the lizard, he helped convince my husband to let me get it. So, and my husband loves Larry. Larry is a really cool animal. I saw Jeremy post the other day. I had to double take because Jeremy is a jazz dude. Yes, Kevin also does music. So if y'all don't know that, Kevin does music. And a lot of you guys, y'all know he's written several books. I guess he's leaving the retake book up to me because I've been asking for it for years now and it's still not written. But y'all, he's doing US ARC stuff and all that, delayed him and all that kind of stuff. But to see him putting his music out is awesome because he's a very good musician as well. I got all 10 names though. Impressive, y'all. Yes, Chip, but seriously, Chad, that's seriously. So for you to get all 10 names is great because there are some key names that's not on it where other people probably would swap them out. You know what I'm saying? Like instead of Aussie, this might have hit a Justin or something like that, Instead of Steve, somebody might have hit a Jeff, I don't know. So it's pretty cool. Kevin also entrusted me to be a moderator to his Stay Strong Brian Barcheck page, and that means a lot. That's super dope.
Seriously awesome.
Yes, that's wicked.
He don't trust people, Chip. He trusts animals. He don't trust people. Let's see. All right, so let's spin it. Let's spin it now, y'all. All right, it's 3 o'clock, y'all. Y'all been here for 2 hours, as long as we ever went. But I got the energy with me. It don't seem like it.
Look, let me tell you something. This little dude right here, he knows it. He got out just now.
I was kidding, Nicole. You gave us the names. Oh, that's right. I forgot. I gave all the names.
Well, I'm the one drinking.
I forgot. All right, let's tap. We're spinning. Winner of the $200 Visa gift. Who is it? Who is it? Who is it? This is rigged. Elias won the last contest.
My boy.
Elias, you're the winner. Elias, you better be in the chat. Hold on, to make sure.
Elias, you better still be
Elias created Reptiles.
Congratulations, my guy.
Again.
Hey, man, when they get a sale on Luck, I'm going to need him to send me some.
So we got, what time is it?
2:59.
Elias got 60 seconds to claim the prize.
Who won?
Elias from
Which
Creative
is crazy
Reptile.
because this time last year, I did a giveaway for a first class flight to Tinley, and Elias won it.
Yes.
This is not rigged. This is not rigged. I started wearing wheels.
That is awesome. Congratulations.
Elias, send me your email to my Instagram so I can send you your e-card.
That's how you do it.
Y'all, this is crazy. Elias literally, and let me tell y'all, it was like 150 people on the wheel for that trip to Tinley last year, and Elias won that.
That's so awesome.
I'd like to thank. What did he say? I'd like to thank something.
I'd like to
Somebody
thank
said
my parents, God.
It's so funny. I like to. What did he say?
I'd like to thank the Academy.
So guys, this has been an awesome show. Just remember, if you're looking for, I am looking for a sponsor opportunity. So if you want anyone wants to do the main sponsorship slide here, keep in mind it gives you the full video. And if you want to see what that video is a very nice video that was done for like GP Snakes. If you look at any of the previous videos in January, February, and also you also get to I advertise you on all of my weekly posted videos and on all of my social media posts as well for the main slide. So if you're interested, just DM me on Instagram, not Facebook, Instagram. DM me on Instagram so we can talk the cost of the sponsorship. I can tell you that it's definitely, worth it, and it's not unreasonable.
It is the funnest opportunity ever.
I want to thank my host, my Maki, and my Lindsay. We got to do this again, ladies.
I'm down. And hopefully he won't get out of his enclosure the next time. That's what I had to go check on.
I saw her. I was like, wait a minute.
He got out, and I was like, you got to be kidding me, you nosy son of a gun. You just nosy. He thinks
when do your podcast start? Can you drop that in here? The start date, or do we not have a start date yet? Because I want to make sure we're not missing it.
I think me and Darlene aren't too far from each other. If I'm not mistaken, I think me and Darlene are not too far from each other.
Okay.
Where are you?
I'm in Kansas City, Missouri. But I think I'm in Independence, Missouri. And I think Darlene is I think Darlene was the one that was not too far. Gambit, they don't care about you. Gone somewhere.
They don't care about you. Is that Gambit?
I see. This is Gambit. So he's the only one that I bought as an adult, and he was very skittish when I got him.
Anymore.
No, he's not head shy. I have terrible ball pythons now because they don't ball up. Yeah. If I wanted him to ball up, I couldn't get him to do it. Will you stop licking my nose and my ear? I don't know what it is about that.
Darlene said she's in Williamsburg, Kentucky.
Dang, no, there was somebody who had
working on the graphics. Look, he got to make this all perfect. Come on with it, Wills.
Yeah, we're gonna roast you.
Right.
Right. That's gonna be fun.
We'll have a whole episode on it.
Thank you, Teresa, for sliding through. That's my friend. That's the friend that I was talking about. That's her.
So I need to go and make sure that let me just get up on this so I can make sure I'm on that screen, that I go through and I make everybody who wasn't blue during this live blue, like Insane Clown has to be made blue. Teresa,
Lindsay, we're going to have to hang out when I come to Michigan. We're going to have to do this.
Do you come here often now that you know where it is?
No, but I will. I will come.
You can come. We can go to the Reptarium.
You'll roast away, Lindsay.
Yes, we could. I would just I'd be them fell out.
Close.
Going now.
Thank you, Teresa.
We're at the Reptarium, like
the world calls them royal python. So you just have a royal. I can't. What the hell? All right, guys. Also remember to tap in 8 o'clock. Me and the Snake God, Dre, on Monday, 8 o'clock a.m. and at 8:15 a.m. on Monday, we pray for Brian Barczyk every Monday, 8:15 a.m. until Brian does his video to say that I am remission and he's ringing his bell or whatever they want to do. We're going to continue to pray every single Monday at 8:15, which is crazy. That's my son's birthday, August the 15th. I just realized that. So yeah, 8:15. Really? Yeah. I chose 8:15 because that's normally when most people actually are settled into the podcast.
It gets me.
Look at you looking at analytics and statistics and numbers and
8 is like too hard.
You have to do that. If you do podcasting, y'all listen. See, people just think this is something to do. This is work behind this. You have to watch your competitor slides and like
the who?
The competitor slides and stuff.
Oh, like competitor. I thought you just told me a new word.
You gotta use the analytics. I'll give you an example. Today, And if I list this analytics, because of it's 3 different individuals on here, you get different peaks. And then at some point it peaks and it stays there. Those are the lives that actually do better when it's multiple people.
Really?
So that's why I always try to do them with a guest, or if we have multiple people, I already know that it's going to be successful.
A heavy hitter.
Analytical part, because you get to serve different people. If you got people who are not showing up for me, they're showing up for you. If they're not showing up for you, they're showing up for Lindsay. And that's one of the things that brings a community together. There are people who may have been here for the first time who will come back because they came here to see Lindsay, but they had a good time they was here. Teresa might come back because she came to see you, but she had a good time when she was here. So those typically do better, and I love doing these too because it helps me. It's less work, to be honest.
Hey, I'm happy to just be a part of the game, man. I don't know what his problem is, but I guess he look. You see what I'm saying? Like, he swear he know what's going on. This is the kind of mess that throws me.
He's all about it.
He's like,
Will's is trying to be the best because I guess in his mindset he can't help being talking trash and he's slipping. He better definitely make sure he get Chris approval before he roll out there, because Chris.
I'm coming in. I don't care what my job talking about. I'm taking off 3 days. I will drive to Tinley. At this point, my job is acting a fool. They took away my.
So we're driving this time because I want to bring back. So I hate being there, right? And everybody got all these great sales on red supplies and hooks and we're flying back. So you can't literally. Normally, when you buy animals there, you get the animals shipped back. So now we're driving. So we renting the van, driving the van down there because we was going to drive the truck, but we said nope. I want more space just in case I see
something.
You know, I can say. Okay. And it's less of an argument to say to my husband, it costs this in shipping. I can just say, we're saving on shipping. That's my answer to everything, y'all.
We're saving
on shipping. I love it. I love it.
He's trying to save your money, babe.
So when you got Larry from Nerd, from Mr. Cat.
Wait a minute, Will said just the host doesn't have to be a Fabio or Vandy. I hear that. But the world is made up of so many different people, Will.
When you got Larry from Kevin, did you take him back all at the same time?
No. So let me tell you the story. You never heard that though. So I'm gonna tell you the story.
Yay.
It is a video out there, y'all. If you would like to go, it's a Kevin McCurley. It's called My Dream Trip, or My Dreams Coming True, or The Day My Dreams Came True. So it was a dream. Okay, I can tell y'all that. It's a part 1, a part 2, and a part 3. And part of that video, you'll see Kevin had these caimans hatching, and we were in the room where a couple of his alligators were, and I was like, "Oh my God, I wanted to see them." And then my husband's like, "You gonna touch them things because caimans come out with their mouth open?" I'm like, "Yeah." So I'm picking up the caimans and everything. And I looked at my husband, and he said, "Absolutely not," because I wanted one. And the caiman actually would have been cheaper than what Larry was. Because Kevin gave me a good deal. Let me just say, Kevin gave me a good deal, and Larry still was $4K. And I got a good deal, okay?
I ain't mad.
So when my husband, I'm holding it. If you're watching that video, you'll see me go get these monitors, and they just start coming to me. Like, I'm opening up their doors myself. They're coming to me. I'm like, oh shit, I'm in love. I'm in love. And I'm looking at my husband. Babe, please. He looking at me like he don't even see me. I'm like, babe, please. He said no the entire time. We was driving back. And I was just talking about the whole experience. I'm getting emotional again. I can't believe I just met Kevin McCurley. Oh my God. I can't wait. I'm calling people. I was in a bro group. I'm calling Q. I'm like, Q. He wasn't, because Kevin asked to become a part of, that's how he became a member of Bro. I'm calling Q. I'm like, Q, because so for those y'all don't know, Bro is the Black Reptiles Owners Group. So I was an admin of the group. Q is the owner of that group. Now, in order for non-Black people to get in that group, you have to get approval from the board. So I call in Q. I'm like, Kevin McCurley wants to be a part of Black Reptile Owners. Because Kevin see that there were 8,000 people who own, Black people who own reptiles. And that was a cool thing. When he saw me, when we met and he came to come down there to get us, he walked right past me and my husband. It's the funniest story. And he walked past, and I'm like, that's Kevin. I know his voice. That's Kevin. And then he walked out. He walked past us, and I couldn't say it's me because my mouth was like,
Yeah, I would cry.
It's
I
Kevin.
was standing in front of the
cry.
church, I remember, and I was like,
Excitement.
and then he goes over to the front desk and he asked the girl, he said, hey, I have a one-on-one today with a couple. He was like, I'm looking for me, and the girl said they right there, and I'm still like, and my husband going to extend his hand. He's like, hey, and Kevin gets excited. So we walk up, we go up there, man. Watch the video. You were here, and it's a conversation about race, right, y'all? And it's good conversation about race. But the thing was, he was so blown away that a black woman, and you're him saying it, man, she got, at that time, I think only had like 7 retakes. I didn't have the 8th one yet. He's like, y'all, she got 7 retakes. Like,
Yeah.
and I grew up in the city, and we had this conversation off, well, some of it on camera, some of it off camera. I grew up in the city, like, how do a girl in the city start to love retakes and tell that story? It was so eye-opening for him. So he became a member of the bro group. We did a couple lives in the bro group with him, me and him. In the bro group, they're there, they're all SQ form. He has them. That's, all of that stuff is still there. And it was some really good fun lives. And I think it was a good way for Kevin to branch out into a different audience and to know that we exist. So then it created this connection. Like, so that day, I'm sure he saw every black woman who owned reptiles differently. You know what I mean? Because he saw me coming in. The only thing I did not touch, okay, was the cobras and shit. Look, Kevin, he got one. He said, "You want this one? You can actually carry." No, bro.
Devenomed. What is
yes,
it?
It's his big dude, right?
The only thing I can think of is when a cobra dies, his teeth still holds venom. So even though you said you removed them from the glands, right? Think about removing ovaries. You still sometimes have a little production of something that has to get through your system. I don't want to be the girl to test to see if it's really. Now I will tell you, it was the calmest cobra I ever seen.
It's puppy dog tame.
Yes, it's so calm. Now, and at that time,
like you have to, it's a struggle to get it to hood out.
Exactly.
That's like homie. I forget his name, but he's got Taco.
Oh yeah, so that's another thing. So that's my heart. Wild Boy Dav.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, I didn't want to say it wrong.
So even with him, it's a thing that you gotta have a thing. He started holding Taco as a baby, and then trying to train Taco up that way, right? I ain't doing it. So what Kevin did get to hit me to hold that I wasn't going to hold was a mangrove snake, and he did get me to hold the emerald tree. Now, he handed me that, and it was too late, and he got big ETB. So he's like this, and I'm like, looking at my husband like, oh shit, it's a great big old emerald tree in my hand. I didn't want to look. I looked like this. And when I held the mangrove struck at me. Kevin coaching me, just hold him this way, and if he strikes this way, yeah. I could do all of that with retail.
I do that. Hold on, I do that. I do that with every new snake that I watch one video. And now I hold them above my head. Every new snake that I get, I hold him above my head. And especially Anubis, because he hated me. That's a boa for real. He hates being on the ground. I can't stand this guy.
I leave this up on TV. He's so funny. What else was impressive? I love, of course, Dozer. I wanted to see Dozer. Of course, I got to spend time with what's the retic? Snorfels.
Snorfel. Oh, I love
because
Snorfel.
I wanted to see Snorfels, and I wanted to see the because at that time he still had his white leucistic cobra. But we went to go see her.
Yeah, she was beautiful.
She was beautiful. So Kevin all in the enclosure, and I'm standing all on the other side of the room. He all like, live. And at that particular time, he said she wasn't coming out. And so he was like, well, I can go ahead. And I'm like, no, I'm scared. Like, Kevin, I can't take it. I can't take it. Now, he does this all the time. I can't take it. So I was able to see her behind the glass, but not outside the glass. I think what was most impressive was, for me, was not the retics, which was a big part because I love them, but the amount of ball pythons that we never see. like the rooms of ball pythons that we never see.
I could have. Does Nerd do they? I know that you paid to do a personal tour, but they don't do just like the Reptarium. They don't do tours, do they?
So they do. They
Oh,
also
they
do
do.
a lot for the Herp Society up there.
Gotcha.
Yeah, they do. I think it's just like now it's probably because COVID is not around anymore. It's probably harder to book, maybe, but
Right.
they do. And a lot of
Okay.
times you'll see them up there with special needs kids and stuff like that, or people bringing their children who was afraid, or the children bringing their parents who was afraid. Like their educational program is really, really dope, and I loved it more when Jeremy and Rob was there, because I thought like Rob has no fear of anything either, and to see him like handle all the animals he did with children and stuff was pretty cool. Definitely one of the best experiences I ever had. And like I said, meeting my idol didn't go wrong. It actually made it better, if you ask me. It made me see him even greater than the person that I thought he was. And the way I look at him now, even when a live come on, I don't see the evil wolf guard. I just see Kev. It's just what it is.
He's his process. The way and y'all said it. It's just, you got certain people that it takes a special person to do every single job. And Kevin just seems to be that special person to do that job. There's just certain ones that you won't be able to touch. You can do the same thing and you just will not touch these people for no reason.
The educational piece, how deep, how much he knows, how much he watched. And that's why I love to just watch my animals, That's why I know what this one is going to do, which one is going to do. What I think is impressive and what I'm more pleased with now is to see my son and my husband to be the same way with them. I never thought. I remember when Michael would never touch the child, ever. He would touch any of them. The fact that she was a black snake, he wasn't with that. He was like, Ma, I like all of them, but I don't like her. And then how close they are now, they are so close. And then to see my husband to come in here, take doors and glasses off while the retic's still sitting in here. You talk about a man who went in this room.
I remember. You posted that video. That video was dope. I was like, go ahead. I was literally at work. My boss was like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "My brother." I don't know him, but he's my brother, and he touched the snake.
Yes, he came up all the way to them. And it's cool. What I can't wait for, though, Lindsay, is for him to cut the first ball python or reticulated python clutch, because I think that's when we really got him. I think that's when it's like it all sinks in. Clink, clink.
Yeah, that'll be a game changer. Okay, so when you got Larry, though, How'd you get Larry?
Yeah, how did you get Larry?
So we came back and I was talking about it, whatever. And so I was kind of still upset because I couldn't get the Cayman, because that was my underlying goal in my head, was trying to manipulate my husband to let me get a Cayman while we were there. Oh, yeah. And that shit didn't work. And so I was kind of disappointed that I failed. And so coming back, I kept talking about maybe you see the connection with me and the Asian water monsters. I can settle for a water monster. I can see why you don't want me to have a Cayman. But a water monster, you see how socialized it was, blah, blah, blah. And the first thing he said was, you see how big that thing is? You see what them rooms they were in? What do you want to do? And I said, we can convert the garage. We don't park in it.
We can convert the garage.
We don't park the cars, and we never did. We always park in the driveway. We'll park 2 in the driveway and 2 on the street. We never park in there is not car ever parked in the garage. And so the next morning he said, okay, call Kevin. He said, you can get the water monitor. And I think it was bright early. Kevin, to tell you, it couldn't be probably about 6 o'clock in the morning when I text Kevin that day. I was like, he said, I can get a water monitor. Pick me up on it. He was like, I got one today. Came out, and him and Jeremy goes to pick it out. And then they send me the video. Actually, I'll show y'all the video. I'm sure I still have it. It was one of the cutest things. So when he go to pick out the which one I'm gonna get, let me close this.
So you let him pick it.
Well, I told him what kind I wanted, but he knew that this clutch was extra special, and I let him pick it. And
so do they have more? Is that what made it?
Too, because nobody knows them the way he does.
Yeah. He knew I wanted a male. First I wanted a black throat monitor, and his first thing was, when I said I wanted the black throat monitor, was, you don't really want a black throat monitor. He said, I want you to start off that's not going to get something that's not so big, right? So here you go. Here's the video. Let me see if I can get it to play. Hold on. Let me tap it. Double tap it. Wait a minute. Here we go. Oh, I gotta turn it up because y'all ain't gonna be able to hear it.
I'm all in the camera.
Uh-uh.
I'm all in the camera. I'm ready.
Turn it up.
But
I want y'all to hear when I tell y'all that he gave me a really good discount. Listen to him at the end. It's so funny. Let's see if y'all can hear it. Why you can't hear it? Hold on. Oh, wait a minute. It's this. I turn this stuff off so it don't play while we on here.
The D&D.
It's so slow right now. Let me download it and then try to play it. Okay, now let's see. That might be better. Because that's going kind of slow. All right.
Chaos.
Okay, yep, here we go. All right, let's go.
Oh, it's total chaos in here. And
Oh my God, Larry's huge.
I mean, I'm hooking her up. I'm hooking her up. Yeah, this thing is big. Isn't that nice? That's Nicole. Oh.
You hear him say, oh. It was a hookup, y'all. Look.
Yo, Larry is huge. That's how Larry.
That's how little he was. Yes. Actually, I think I got in here too the video of the day he came. And here's some pictures of. Look how little he was. That's so crazy. Look how little Larry was, y'all.
He was in the palm of your hand. He's big.
Crazy. Just to go back and see. So this was the day I think.
Because what is he? He's every bit of 4 feet now, right? 4 or 5 feet.
He's about 4.
look at your bangs.
Look at him.
Are you aging in reverse, by the way?
Yeah, swear to God.
I swear.
Yo, I was gonna get on her case earlier for that mess too. Lying to the people.
Oh my gosh, look at that little babe. Oh,
That little baby. Bro, and you can tell he's spoiled off the rip. He's like, yeah, this my mama. This my mama. I'm gonna be famous.
you are so
I'm about sick of big sis Nicole lying to the people talking about she the same age as people. She be lying to the people. No.
I will be 50 June 12th. 73 is the
Receipts or it didn't happen. Pictures or it didn't happen. Okay. Like I'm telling you, I don't believe nothing without pictures.
And with no hormones, because technically my skin should be good without hormones. So that's why you preserve yourself when you're young, because your body can definitely preserve you for itself when you get older.
It's the kicker. Y'all are so amazing. Just y'all two. Y'all so killer.
I love me some. I love me some Lindsay. Lindsay is so dope.
Dude, I'm telling you, y'all just cold blooded. Y'all just I'm just over here. Just like I'm in the morning.
Hey, that's right, Tim. My birthday is a day apart. Gemini's rock. That explains it.
No.
I had no idea that you were a Gemini.
Dude, Gemini, the only Gemini that I enjoy being around is that one. Okay, that's the only one that I'll go have a drink with at this point.
Yeah,
You're
the only Gemini, honestly, that I'm like my ex-boyfriend a long time ago was a Gemini, and I had no idea what Geminis like. I didn't know like what they were like at all. And then after we broke up, I read like, okay, like about Geminis, and I'm a Scorpio. I'm like, Gemini, Scorpio. Yes. And I'm like,
Scorpio only
he was textbook Gemini, like 2 completely different people.
Yes, dude, my ex is a Gemini. You a Scorpio, I'm a Scorpio. I love you.
Yeah.
So my husband is a Capricorn. So in order for us to have a successful relationship, I had to bring my good Gemini up and put my
yeah. Well, I think that's a good idea, anyways.
When's your birthday, Lindsay?
But Lindsay, every now and then somebody tap into the bad one. They try me, Lindsay, and see, this is the thing about a Gemini. We like to stay on our good side because if you take us to the bad side, like we stay there and we get stuck. It takes us forever to come out of that dog place.
I mean,
our birthdays are 3 days apart, Lindsay. Our birthdays are 3 days apart, yo.
I don't.
Brittany says she's a Libra. Hey, Mike.
I'm October 26th. We 3 days apart. I love it.
My birthday is June 12th, Mike. I didn't know that. That's why you so.
Big Mike's a Gemini?
Yeah.
Holy.
You so awesome.
No, he's
Yeah,
not.
so y'all, it's another side of Mike too.
Yeah, there is. There
Yeah,
is.
Mike's somewhere up there over the pond wrecking shit.
Over the pond wrecking shit.
It's good to be on Mike's good side. I know
I
that.
try to say, man, I thought I was on Nicole. Man, wait a minute, Lindsay. So really, the first interaction that me and Nicole had was I was just, she laughed about it, but I'm serious, yo. This stuff was so funny. So I had just gotten into the bro group and I messaged Nicole way back and I said, oh my gosh, I've been following you on YouTube for a while. I didn't realize that this was you. I just wanted to say you're amazing, blah, 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 blah. I post a picture. This is before I started Unique and everything. I posted a picture because I was just going outside with my baby. And I didn't have her in a container or nothing. She was just sitting on my shoulder. I got a personal call from this lady. She called me and she said, I said, hi, Big Sissy.
I was nice, y'all.
No. Okay. Hey, she was nice, but she was forceful. She was no. It wasn't even motherly because ooh, baby, maybe you should do this. No, I picked up the phone. I said, hi, Big Sissy Nicole. She said, secure the stick.
Secure the stick. Secure. You better secure that thing.
That's all I saw.
I said, wait, what do you mean? I said, what's going on?
Oh my God. You prompted a whole video, Mikey. So if y'all go back again on my channel, there's a video. Hold on. I'm going to show y'all what it is.
Of all the people, Nicole's like, all my snakes just roam around my house all the time. Like, she's that person that
she didn't say hello.
No, in the house, not the car. Not the car. There is a difference, Lindsay.
My mom came to visit and she was like, so where do the snakes sleep at night? I'm like, in their, like, she's like, do they like sleep in Juliana's room? Are they like roaming in Juliana's room? Do you put them away at night? I'm like, they're always put away.
Dude, when I tell somebody, that's like a thing. When I told somebody I own snakes and they were like, they came to the house for the first time and they were like, where are they at? And I'm like, in their apartment complex.
Yeah, no, my mom's like, I love this new cabinet. That feels a lot of stuff. My rack system. I was like, thanks, Mom. She's like, all these things.
This one, Mikey, is the one, how to protect your reptile from escaping. So it's a video on protecting them inside the enclosures and how to travel with them.
Yeah.
The main reason, Mikey, because Mikey is not telling y'all the other part. The reason why I see y'all that I said is also going back to protecting us from political bullcrap. Because what people gotta think about, you drive in a car with a snake loose. You have a car accident. An ambulance and police and fire shows up. You now have a snake loose in your car. You're bleeding from your head. That person is scared of snakes. Two things happen. If you think that person who's scared, natural instinct is not to not help you and get the hell away from the snake, it is. And the second thing is, even when someone who's not afraid of that snake comes, you know what's on the headline? Lady died in car accident, snake found loose in car.
Yep, no, that's true. And I am never taken away from that ever, because I do not travel with none of my babies the same way ever again. That's for me what sparked the bond was that secure the snake. And because I said, what are you talking? I said, what do you mean? What's going on? She said, I know you in the car with the snake and it's around your neck, Maki. And she got that accent. And I was like, oh, okay. Yes, ma'am. Whatever you say. When I kid you not, I've had a pocket knife. I had a pocket knife on me. I always keep a pocket knife. Pulled over at the nearest Dollar General and got a daggone Tupperware. I mean, not Tupperware, but the storage bin, poking holes in it. I never traveled the same way again. Scared the life out of me. I didn't even know she saw it.
I that's the one thing that I try to, especially with, because sometimes, like I said, people just don't know better. Anything that can prevent us from being on the news, like the fool who let the retic loose in New York. first of all, you shouldn't have had the retic. Let's start there. Let's not get animals that you already know is banned in the state that you're in. If you want it, go to another state. As soon as I moved to Texas, the first thing that we do when we touch down is to start measuring the land for my alligator because I can have one. The second thing is if you had to get rid of it, full with all back in the day, you didn't have all this access to rehoming as you do now. You could have found anybody to take that retic. Anybody for free. Yeah. That was a nice repeat. That was a nice tiger.
Yeah.
It was full grown, and you let that animal suffer that way. That is what I try to do. Try to get people to think, like, even with the retics, why, you know, selling them to people, you're going to have to go through an educational program with me. And the reason why is before I send it to you, you pay your deposit. I'm not money hungry. I'm good.
I have a suggestion. Write the book and include it in the price list.
Let me certify you. And I'll ship you your snake. And that is because I want that person to know at some point, if it does get overwhelming, this is how you properly discard of that snake in the state that you currently reside in. Not just put it outside to let it die and suffer. You know, that's not the right thing.
People really think that these are, and they are, I guess, more wild, but there's more science and more study. But these things have been bred domestically for literally generations for them. It doesn't take that long for generations for them.
I learned it's only the ones that's native to Texas. You can have alligators that are not native to Texas.
So he says, but you can have Crocs and Cayman. That makes zero sense to me. I'm not gonna lie.
But you can definitely have I don't know. Actually, y'all, Gator Pool actually is supposed to be on next week because I wanted to talk about that because they, I don't know, someone actually reported him and they had somebody come in and they took some of his alligators, but not all of them. And they let him keep his caimans and his his caimans for sure. But my question was, they only took the one, I think it was 2 alligators. Why the 2 and not the other ones was my question. And Chip, you might know the answer to that, but that didn't make sense.
So there's native alligators in Texas?
Oh, yes. Alligators all over Texas.
Good Lord have mercy. Look, wait, no, because you know where I know about alligators? The bayou, because my family we got land in the bayou, so I know about them.
You know where Texas is located on a map? You want to pull it up?
Yeah. No, I know. Don't do me, Lindsay. Okay, look, that was one mishap, Lindsay. You ain't gonna get me again. Now look. She's like, look,
I think that with a lot of people, though, my goal is, I think, and I don't say this just because I love retics, y'all. For me, retic, out of every animal I have in here, they're the most rewarding animal that I have. I don't think they should be restricted anywhere. I think it's like with any animal. I am willing to do this. I think that you should have to have a certified caging, but what that is needs to be determined by people who actually keep them in the hobby and not people who don't know what these snakes do or anything like that. I think that you should have to have them registered and pay a fee. I think that when people start to associate money with keeping, just like when you buy a car and you spend $50,000 worth for a car, you tend to treat it better than you paid when you spent the $5,000 on a car. Just naturally, because you're going to lose more.
Or when you're making payments on it.
Exactly. Yep. I'm all for what I call regulation, but I'm not for restricting anybody of having anything. I think that in the world that we live in now, and with people with mental instabilities and things like that, the last thing people need is a bunch of additional restrictions. And I feel this way not just about animals. I feel this way about guns and other things. Like, I don't think that laws are needed for every damn thing we do. You know. And if you're going to make a decision, the same thing I used to say in the professional world, you can't make a decision for people who work on a level that you ain't touched in years. So before I made any decision as a manager, I always tapped into my management team who worked for me. And y'all tell me what direction works best for y'all, because at the end of the day, I can make all decisions I want working from home. Right? I'm not the one in the field. Tell me what y'all want and what you think is best for you and your clients. And that's how we operate it.
That's the struggle I'm dealing with my job right now. My plant manager wants to make all the decisions, but he doesn't come out and even just speak to us about like what the machines are doing.
You gotta, in fact, you gotta do the job. Like I used to love stepping into I would step into my leasing team seat, you know, where I started to make sure that I was staying on point and making decisions. Darlene, my only thing about microchipping is the same way I feel about humans. I don't want nothing in me that don't supposed to be there.
Yeah.
That's just my only thing. It's the reason why I don't get breast implants.
What? Wow. Wait a minute.
I would love to rip them, but that's the
You have piercings. You have piercings.
Right, but I can take them out and they're disinfect. I can't like if my nose.
Okay, so what? No, so what about tattoos?
Right. But if my nose turns all of a sudden, I can take the nose ring out. I can disinfect it. I can't say, "Ooh, let me go in here and grab this."
Can you take that ink out of your shoulder?
Right. So what about the tattoos?
But see, that's the thing. You know that, but no, you can't. But you know that though. Listen, you know that when you get the first tattoo, if you want to have a reaction to it.
Oh yeah, you know when they put the needle now.
You can clean off like the wound part on the snake after. But I have a question. I have a random question.
Oh,
How is your wait, is it a green tree or an emerald?
My green tree.
DMX.
I did a video with him recently. He's amazing.
Is he doing better that
I'll send you the video. I'll send you the short video I did last week, girl. He be all over my head now.
I actually wanted to
really
was that because you took the advice from MJ, right? Was
so
that what
I
really made the change?
The advice helped and it did. So I definitely agree that it changed his temperament. I don't care what nobody say. That was instant. Like that 3-degree difference changed his temperament instantly, but it messed up how good he used to shed. So we had to work to find a balance. Because I don't care about you having a bad shed right now, dude. If you won't be acting like you act like now, we just got to figure that part out to help you.
Right. I mean, that's a fix. But
right. So
I was really curious about that. Thanks, Lindsay.
I add a bigger water bowl to it to see if it helps, but he's been struggling with he used to shed perfectly, but after that change, he doesn't. But hands down, dude is not the same green tree. My husband will tell you. He said it instantly. He was like, "Go down there and look at DMX. DMX acting totally different." The next day it was a different state.
That's crazy.
That's so awesome.
Yeah,
I mean, I think that's so dope about reptiles.
The best move I could have made.
Dude, you know something's up with your reptiles when they get to acting different. You know something up, and it's just something about that house.
For him, that's how he was for years, Maki. Like he was in another room. He was in quarantine for like a year.
Oh, right,
so
right.
That okay, maybe because he was in quarantine, I didn't handle him as much, except for taking him out to clean and stuff like that. That's why he was. Then we brought him over into this room, and he was in the same way. And I can honestly say he was in this room, about 4 months before me and MJ had that conversation. And he missed immediately making that little tweak, y'all. He was a different dude, like instantly. It was instant. Like he wasn't striking. You can put your hand in there. He wasn't like all of that. But now, Lizzie, I can go get him. I would go get him now. He just ate though. But you can go get him, bring him out. Go look at. I'm gonna send you that video short. I can't believe it.
Send me the video.
He's in my face, right? Like Maki, he's in my face.
No. DMX was the way that Big Sissy Nicole would talk about DMX, and if you had only heard the way that she spoke about him and saw that video, dude,
I did. I remember the first time that Nicole and I like ever really interacted was I remember saying can we all just be honest here? Every ball python owner really just we're all just a bunch of wussies basically, and what we really want are a bunch of green trees. Like if I had the balls to have a green tree, I would have one.
No, I don't agree with that.
Or an emerald tree boa that I can hold. Desperately, I'd really rather have an emerald.
And people like Socrates' daughter. That little girl handled all of those ETBs.
I ain't getting no daggone GT.
If I ever get a green tree, it'll be from Socrates.
That little girl handles all of them. She was my to that DMX to just crawl over me like that. Her and Tim, because Tim sit on his head too. But he's literally a different snake, hands down.
I am a firm believer
And
that
Jay keeps telling me he gets all the brownie points for that for 2020.
Yeah. So the first time I ever talked to her, it was like I was like, let's just be honest, all the ball python people. She's like, girl, you do not want a green tree python. I have a green tree python. I'm like, you have one that's so cool. And she's like, no, it's not cool. The thing is, the meanest thing, it strikes me. I can't even walk past the enclosure without it, attacking the enclosure.
That's just like me.
I was like, okay, maybe I don't want one. I was like, oh shit.
Yes, he's doing really, really great. And I would say the other misconception was the carpet. I got that carpet in Tinley in October. That girl has been sweet from the moment I got her to this very moment. And actually, I don't even need a hook for her ever. I just put my hand in, go grab her.
Who are we talking about? Because my thing just acted a fool.
So that's the I still haven't named her because my husband named her in Tinley, but he can't remember.
I was going to ask you that too. You still haven't thought of the name?
Who is it?
So I want my husband to remember the name. It's the carpet I got in Tinley.
A year later, he's like still waiting on him to remember.
I just want to remember the name because I remember when he said the name. I was like, oh my God, that's so amazing. So if he don't remember, I am still gonna. I have a name for her.
She is not playing. She's like, I want you to remember.
Yeah,
you gotta put
that's what happens when you drink the whole time in Tinley.
You know what? Look, October. October is our birthday month. October is our birthday month. So look here. Okay, I'm telling you because look, now if I show up there and boy.
Chip say his meanest snake is a 27-year-old normal female ball python. I live every time somebody get bit by a ball python and they post it, I say them damn ball pythons are retic, but never because y'all ball pythons apparently bite way more than retics.
Well, I think you know what? Just being a shorter person myself, I think it's just a little snake complex. You bring all these big snakes around me and these big people around me. I'm a little nippy too. Like I got a problem with anybody over 5'9". Why are you looking down on me? Like, we need to have a conversation.
I love it.
YT said my acid clown female is ovulating right now. Only paired her once. Hey,
that's awesome.
Currently, as hard as retics ain't as hard as breeding as they said they are because mine's only paired themselves once, and it was nail on from there. Nothing else. That's all.
Now, what's Hefe? What's Hefe's genes again?
He's a Motley Mochino Het Albano, and she is the Motley Golden Child Sunfire Het Albano.
So if I'm not
albinos too.
So if I'm not mistaken, you're almost because it's almost a guarantee everybody's gonna be Motley, right? Or
no. So from what I understand, and Chip, you can chime in. From what I understand, the retics genes work more of like there is no recessives. It's more like codons and hets. No recessives.
Okay.
So you can get any of the single form genes. You can get combinations of the genes. Again, you might want to ask an expert like Chip. I'm just glad that they're going to produce babies. What I do know is I can get is some normal mochinos, which I wouldn't mind because a lot of people already requested mochinos or a Motley mochino, but I really want at least one Motley Golden Child Sunfire.
And that would be that
would be Child reproducing herself to an extent.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I'm so green. I just want.
Oh,
that's the black one with the brown head. Is that black with brown head?
She's actually black with like a white head. Well, yeah, that's not brown. It's more like a grayish, blackish. Let me see if I can get out. Let me see.
I was about to say, can we just pull out babies? Because what are we waiting on? Let's pull out babies.
She just ate a few days ago, but
Lindsay's like, yeah.
Hold on, let me open up my thing. Hold on.
Oh, we all pulling out? Oh, well, shoot. Okay. Let me get a new
I'm not grabbing anybody right now.
Oh, okay.
I can grab somebody, but I was just opening the curtain.
I mean, because everybody got the ball python hate. I was going to pull Anubis, my boy. He's my only boy. He's a, what is he? I got him from Edward, and he's a,
Come on, Mama. Come on, because I got pick you up by yourself because Michael is upstairs, so you're gonna have to help me, Mama. Come on, baby. There you go.
I'm finna turn the daggone Wi-Fi on.
Yeah, that actually usually helps more when your Wi-Fi's off. Hold on one sec. Let me open this more. There.
You don't want to come on. Come on. I know you just ate. We just want to let the people see you just for a second.
I had to turn the Wi-Fi off. I'm sick of this mess.
It'll work better without Wi-Fi. Usually.
So do you keep what do you keep, Lindsay? You have
my guns here. Hold on.
Strictly,
I'll grab one.
Come on, Mama. Girl, you heavy.
You heavy.
Oh, you just want to insist that you're gonna sit there and wrap up like, come on.
I love how we all talk to our animals like children. Ooh, hello, gorgeous. Oh, hi. Oh my goodness. What is that?
So
I don't know what that.
She is high intensity orange dream, possible super.
Oh wow.
So
No Inchi?
Lighting right now. No Inchi.
No Inchi, okay.
Hold on. She's super orange that it's a little bit bright actually. So hold on, let me now, since I just jumped up 3 times to open up the curtains, let me close them. Hold on.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Oh my gosh, she's gorgeous.
Just to get like a more accurate.
She is wow. Oh my goodness. Just look like a leopard, just right. I love it. Not leopard is in the morph, but leopard like an actual leopard. That's what I just. Orange Dream high intensity is just wild.
Hey, she coming.
She coming. I love how she says she coming.
Oh, wait a minute. I didn't miss the Mandarin, did I?
No.
Okay.
I haven't pulled out my Mandarin yet. What? It's so bright. Hold on. Let me now close the other curtain. Jeez, Pete's. Hold on.
I guess I can pull my 4G. I have a 4G baby that I got from oh wait a minute. Big Sissy, you haven't seen Pele, have you?
Chip said, let me go back. I saw his comment. I gotta go back up.
Why is it so not great? There. Maybe if I pull it back.
Pele, if you poop on me, just know we gonna fight, woman. Okay?
Like,
I'm trying to find Chip. He answered my question. Nicole, I can donate some boob cleavage to you. Green Tree's got a bad rap. This sweet. Okay. Let's see. No, that's not it. Got to be down here somewhere. I saw another one. YT said, I'm thankful we don't have issues with that. We don't wipe down the water, no rats. All right. Oh, what is that? So Lizzie, how did you get into the Mandarin?
So I got a Mandarin from Miguel, from Miguel's stock.
Okay.
And I wasn't in love.
You can bring it. He just put it across my leg.
And not that it wasn't beautiful, because he was, but he wasn't like, I don't know. I'm really, really, really selective. Like with every single gene to the point where it's kind of.
She gonna knock over the computer, y'all. Let me get that.
Hi, T'Challa. Oh my gosh, look at you, gorgeous mama.
So Michael's here.
Ooh, wee.
I love how you brought Michael too, because
right, just
this is my baby. So she'll come out with him.
This is my baby. Look at this baby.
That's
just a big baby.
Like, freaking huge.
I love it.
She wants to see your head. There you go.
How big is T'Challa?
She's now 15 feet, we estimate.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my
Let me
goodness.
see if I can get her body to go across me. Come on, Mama.
Look at the iridescence on her. It's just popping, just gorgeous.
Let her go, Michael, because I want her to let her whole body come across. She's holding on to Michael. She loves Michael, y'all. I'm telling y'all.
I can tell. I can. You can. She's like, I don't want to be here. I'm trying to get back to my brother.
See, I love that head.
Yes, that's the Motley head. So both of them, the mother and the father, were Motley. So both of them have that head.
Wow.
Is her head the stripe on it? Is it?
Yep.
Let me see.
What's up, Michael? Look, girl.
She's like, I don't care about
You
none of
just
this
relax.
she's trying to do.
A little bit
Let me
full.
go to my brother right now.
We're gonna put you back. She's just a little bit full still.
Oh my gosh, she's so pretty.
And you just stay still so Lindsay can see the.
She's so funny.
No, she said no.
There you go. Come on.
Oh,
Wow.
oh my gosh.
Oh, that's perfect. Look at that head, dude. That's wild.
You can go back and you can go finish relaxing. I'm sorry, Bookie, Bookie. Look at her.
So cute.
She don't want to go with Michael. Now she's not going to want to go in.
She's like, I've been on. Oh, I'm on the screen. So
Hefe also, Lindsay can see Hefe.
Yeah.
So this is Pele. She's the one that I got from Melody, from Big Sis Melody, from Patterson's Pythons, and she's she's 4 genes. Let's see if I can get it. She's banana, cinnamon, black lace back. That's what she is.
Oh, wow.
So she has like no pattern right now, but if you put her under like a black light, her pattern is ridiculous. Like it almost reminds me of like a spider. But she has no like pattern in the regular light. And
Okay,
and
so
she just shit.
Sorry, Mikey. So Chip, you just clarified something, because from what I understood, they all will act as co-doms and so there's no incomplete doms. There's co-doms, but there is recessives. Okay, got it. See, this is why I love Chip. So that's the answer. So
Okay,
Chip,
got it.
confirm that I do have a chance of having her to duplicate herself, the Motley Golden Child Sunfire.
Mm-hmm.
Or do you need 2 copies? See, that's the thing. I think you only need 1 copy for a repick, right?
Oh wow!
I'm sorry, y'all. It's a whole nother educational program going on right now with Chip and it.
No, I'm here for it because I'm trying to learn. You see your friend over there? She's an orange high intensity.
Well, so this one's actually.
Oh, never mind.
This one's
he said my type is sucks. I'm cleaning cages. Oh, okay, so we give him time to answer. Wow, she's pretty.
I switched out snakes. So actually, you know what? Hold on. Let me grab
that one.
Let me grab both. So you guys can see.
Right, dude, insane. Her freaking snakes are fucking bright. Oh, Jesus, excuse my language, Lord.
Okay. Here's high intensity on the top.
Okay.
And Mandarin is on the bottom.
Oh.
So Mandarin, so the dorsal is cleaner on the high intensity. The Mandarin's going to be a little bit.
He's coming out on his own. See,
like grittier, and this lighting.
I see what you're talking about, though. Like it's okay. That's dope.
So let me turn this light down, because like when I hold it,
that Mandarin is so. I like the Mandarin I don't like that lighter Mandarin. I like the orangey color Mandarin, like I guess it's the super form they say.
Like a Mandarin.
So mine, yeah. So it's definitely more of like a chalky.
Okay.
So the best way I can describe it. So Ozzy messaged me when I first got this snake, and this isn't even my prettiest one, but my prettiest one is in super shed right now. So
I've seen that one.
Yeah. So when I look at this right now, like with my eyeballs, it's way brighter and darker than it
Keep
is
going,
right
Izzy. I'm gonna go get Hefe.
but basically the way that I forgot mine, the way that I explain it, or explained it at least to Ozzy, was like each scale is like hand painted, like ombre on Mandarin, and it's
that's
painted
dope.
with like a chalk paint almost.
Yeah, I
then-
see what you're talking about. That's wicked.
And like when my snake was painted, because it was painted, they like couldn't get into each and every single scale. Like the paintbrush was just a little bit too big, couldn't get into
Right, yeah.
So then
Help me lift them this way.
high intensity is like the sister that drank Kool-Aid that just like radiates. Like
I see what you. That's
From,
great.
like,
Yo, I would
all
take either one of
their
them though,
cool.
because both of them are cold blooded.
like hold on. I'm trying to get it to like what in the world?
Like zoom or do the focus thing.
Focus to be without so much brightness. I don't know how to explain it. So they're like a really way more orange color. What if I just turn it
she's the high. She's high.
There,
Like
this is more accurate. Okay. This is
Oh.
little bit more
Oh.
hold on. Let me close it. I don't know what the deal is with this lighting. Yeah. This is definitely more accurate. Okay.
Wow, you ain't got a whole hand.
Now we're getting a more. Okay, so this
Wow.
is Mandarin over here, and this is high intensity.
Yeah. Wow.
And you got all of that from Miguel?
Nope. So neither of these are from Miguel. So
Wait a minute. Chip say yes. I will make Molly golden child sons.
Yay!
So hopefully I get a male. All right, hold on. Where you going?
Hefe is on the move.
All retics are on the move. I only have one who is not that much of a mover. That's the Motley Tiger, and I just because she just.
Have you worked out today, or am I helping you get your workout
Honey,
today?
this is my workout. I don't lift weights
I
anymore.
love it.
I lift retics.
I love it.
I love it.
Say hi. She want to see your head. Hefe.
Hi, Hefe.
Now,
Hi,
this
Yes.
is the biggest. I mean, the sweetest out of the biggest all the way around. You can do anything to him. He don't care. He do not
I
care.
love it.
He just likes to be out. He likes company. He
He's
likes
like
people to be
the
touching
girth.
on him.
The girth.
So
on
he's
this
the hangout retic then. He's the one you
Oh,
clean the
yeah.
house with.
Well, he's much bigger too, so it's important that he gets. Because if you look at him compared to even T'Challa, I don't know if y'all can see.
He's
See how much
thicker.
bigger he is?
Oh
He's
yeah.
real thick.
Yeah.
Well, and
So,
look
yeah,
at this. Like,
this is the one y'all see out the most. And he's the one who likes to go everywhere.
Now he was the one that was doing the arching thing, right? That was
This
Hefe,
is
right?
the father of T'Challa's babies.
Yeah. Okay.
So that was him when he was in Heat. When he
I
wanted
pulled
to
out
breed.
Anubis so you can see him too, sis. Because you know I stepped in the boa game.
Was.
There's Anubis. So he's just a normal, but he's het call and 60% het blood. So he has that really red belly. I guess
Got it.
he's got that really, really red belly. Which is very difficult to tell when he's gonna go in the shed because his stomach is red all the time.
Yeah. My Colombian is like that. His stomach is look like it's always red.
I'm in the market for a Nicaraguan.
So I don't know if he saw. Did you see YT's question, Lindsay? What's the difference between Mandarin and all Mandarin?
And our okay, yeah, it's the same. So
She said, okay, yeah.
same thing. So Mandarin is a gene that so this is more accurate. Okay, this is NR Mandarin.
Okay.
So this is directly from the founder of Mandarin, of NR Mandarin.
Okay.
So I had this girl imported, and I got a 1.1, and we just got a few more. So but they're not here. So I basically just wanted to go straight to the source, because there's so much confusion right now and about Mandarin that I didn't trust or really know Newton Reptiles. So I just didn't know what to trust and what to believe. I'm glad that I did just have them both imported. So I think when Mandarin originally came into the States, I think that basically the stuff that we were getting was not the best quality of it. And then we just continued breeding those not highest expression, best quality Mandarins. And so
because I keep it a buck. I ain't never seen a Mandarin look like that before.
Yeah, so that's the thing. So you're not gonna find Mandarin like this here. Like Mike's Mandarin is honestly, literally insane. It is insane. And it's, if there's anything that's like the most similar to this one, but his is like this chalky, like red, like a lot darker. So this is a pastel Mandarin.
Okay.
So the whole idea, which I wasn't thrilled about in the beginning, now I am, because she's so bright.
Because pastel is a lightning gene, isn't it?
Yeah. So it'll be really interesting to see how, when I breed her, and my male, it'll be really interesting to see how the babies, once I separate pastel from her.
Right.
They're sending high OD his way.
She's just so
So then my high intensity. So this high intensity is from Chris Hernan. And Chris Hernan took Ozzy's high intensity line and line bred it. So hold on. Let me get she's so bright and deep.
Lindsay, as you're doing this, give people a little bit of your history, as far as how long you've been doing ball pythons and what direction you decided to take.
So I'm still super new. So I have literally.
But she has Mandarin, but go ahead.
So I have been in ball pythons for about 1.5 years now. And we got our first piebald from Brian Barczyk, merely because he was a breeder that was in our area. And I had no idea really what it is that we were getting. What was, I had my daughter write up a little thing about ball python care, husbandry, yada, yada, yada. We went out and got a tank, which I really wish that somebody would have told me after, purchasing 4 different different, glass tanks. Somebody would have just told me, just go get a rack system now with your first ball python, because you're going to want to have many more.
Right. Facts. I'm in the same boat. Facts.
Yeah. So now I've spent more money on visual enclosures than I have on racks. If I would have just known that, I could have saved a lot of money. But so after learning, just doing a little bit more research, I got just engrossed. I'm not kidding when I say engrossed in the genetics and what you can create and how to create it, and the different expressions of each gene that goes into, all of the snakes. So naturally, my daughter had her piebald. And so what did I want? I wanted my own snake now at this point, and I wanted a pied. So took me months to find one. Hi, John. I was about to say Joe. Took months to find one with a good expression of something that I liked. And so my whole idea was, because I had to make it a business plan, basically, right? To have any of it make sense, like the price of my panda pied. And did that, presented a whole business. We could sell these babies for this much. And I was not taking into account, I mean, I was taking into account the genetic problems, but I was I just wanted my pet. So I had to like, you know, kind of brush that fact under the rug, because I knew that once I got my panda pied, I'd be happy. Well, I wasn't. I was like, basically, we're driving home from Florida with this panda pied, which is like, she is my other half, basically, other than like my daughter. But basically, we're driving home, and I'm like, oh, you thought we were gonna breed this snake? I'm like, basically, well, if we want to breed and we want to actually make money in this, we're going to have to get like a desert ghost or something. So, yeah. So then we started looking into, you know, hypo desert ghosts and other desert ghosts. So in all of that, I really started thinking about like what kind of codoms do I want to incorporate into these recessives, which you have to think about it that way. I mean, right? And so I don't mind taking the long route, which I most definitely am taking the long route, but I think it is so important to just be selective when you're breeding about every gene that's going in. And yeah, so basically I'm raising all these babies up, and we shall see. Hopefully, you know, by the time they're big enough, you know, I won't continuously be chasing the like everybody else that's doing it. But if I am, it really doesn't matter to me, because I'm genuinely working with genes that I am super, super excited about, absolutely in love with, and I stand behind them, you know, like wholeheartedly. And I also don't believe that you're going to find I mean, you can get Mandarin anywhere, but are you getting real Mandarin? I don't know. Or are you getting the expression of Mandarin that you want? I mean, basically, when you look at it and you're questioning whether or not it's Mandarin, probably not Mandarin.
So that's my question. So, because some Mandarin that people show to me looks like high intensity OD. So, what is it that you see that says?
So
definitely,
first of all, the brightness and the color. So I've never seen an animal. Okay, I'm dead serious on this. I've never seen an animal that. Hold on, let me put my high intensity back, and then you go in here. I love you. Oh, you're so big. I've never seen an animal that is so bright while also being so deep and rich and dark at the same time, chalky in color.
That's what I like about it.
Literally chalky, like, and have it still just be incredibly, incredibly orange. I mean, like, where's something that's orange? So, hold on. I got scissors. So, like,
Oh, that just put everything into perspective right there, boy.
Yeah, you can definitely see that one of them is just way more like TJ's is.
Yeah, like when you saying, man, that's just, especially on her, like where it's touching your watch, where she's touching your watch, that's that same orange in them scissors right there.
Hold on, I don't want to, there. Like,
that's nuts.
So I'm gonna go, since Lizzie's showing ball pythons, and since we're having a good time, I'm gonna go grab 3 of my favorite ball pythons.
Do it.
Are we all doing this?
No,
if you want to. Let's see, what else can we grab out? I'll grab my poppy out. Hold on 1 second.
You know, I guess I'm going to end up showing my whole damn collection at this point. I only got 6 of these little buggers. Now, look. Come on, Anubis. I'm gonna grab the twins. Anubis wants to climb on everything. He does not like being in his enclosure. He's like, you took me out, and I don't want to go back.
Oh, whoa. You're really big.
Look here, child. Go back. Go back. Go in the enclosure. Go back. Thank you, handsome boy. You shake your hand today.
Oh, man, she's going in the shed too. So,
All right, let's go. So I should have said that's not grabbing.
all right.
Lizzie.
Yeah. This is Poppy.
Ooh, it looks like a panda pie.
Oh,
Here's
look
a panda
at
pie. That is what she is. So,
Oh my God, I love it.
yeah.
Now, I'm not a big pie person. That's why I don't have a lot in my collection. But the panda pie is my favorite in any snake. Like even in a berm or, in a retake, like anything.
Yeah.
That's
So
cool.
one of my favorite snakes is Neo from Brian Barczyk's snake, right? Who is a retic. But she's like a panda pied, right? So then naturally I wanted my own panda pied. So she is like, she's super
Pretty
black
cool.
pastel pied. But the guy that I bought her from had not had, I found it really important for me at least to get a snake that didn't have like a long lineage of kinked necks, and like the genetics were somewhat, I know that there's always going to be issues, right? But something that the genetics weren't super prevalent. So he had actually only ever had one kinked neck ever, and it was like a very, very slight kink in his 20 years of breeding piebalds. Panda pieds. So he's been breeding pandas for years and years and years. He knows what he's doing. So I still talk to him to this day. And he's just kind of this like older guy that is really just a kind of, I don't want to say nobody, but he's kind of a nobody. Right. Nobody knows who he is. He's just this guy that just likes breeding panda pieds.
Yep. And that's where a lot of people are. They don't want to be in all the, social media crap and all of that stuff. And some of them I totally understand, because there are days I'm like, should I be here? Because, I ain't cut out for this stableness type of thing. I'm a little unstable. So, yeah, I think that some people just choose to just create what they like and not want to be in the limelight. And that's okay, too.
Yeah.
I got my twin boys. And I only call them twins because they literally hatched on the same day. So this is Capone. He's a kingpin. That's why he's named Capone. And this is Bartholomew Benjamin, my banana pinstripe. So I call them the twins because they hatched on the same day. But you very rarely see me with one without the other. They just so chill. So them my two baby boys for real. And apparently, got daggone Bartholomew shed. I ain't even see him go in the blue. I hate it when you do that. So now I gotta soak Pele. I gotta soak Bartholomew. Capone, he shed fine. I didn't even know them two were going in the shed, so they got a little bit of stuck shit I gotta take care of with them too.
That's okay.
But Kamea, I know her belly was real pink, so I was trying to leave her alone, let her do her thing. So she probably shed too. And now I'm looking at it, but BB, his dad is actually for sale from the breeder that I got them from. He's actually for sale, so I'm in cahoots with him to see if maybe I can get his pops, so I can call him Senior.
That's
because looking at BB and the dad's banana is still super, super bright. He never dulled out. So if I'm hoping that BB is like him and he just won't dull out like his pop.
Oh.
Let's see what you got.
This light is definitely gonna affect it. Let me see if I turn
it took me a long time to figure out
All right, so this is the still kind of a little weird, but she's a super OD desert ghost het pied.
Oh,
Wow.
I want.
It's Riri.
I want.
I'm trying to hold her. I wasn't hold her at the same time. There she go. There I go.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, that's my Riri.
Look at how clean.
Oh yeah, I mean the whites in her, like even as she gets older, she's holding it really, really good.
Uh-huh.
Really
Yeah, I mean, she literally, she will. I'm not. Oh my gosh.
I love to see when the ball pythons hold their baby. I call them their baby patterns and their baby colors. I love to see that. I think that's a beautiful thing when they hold them right there.
Entanglement right now. Let's get this entanglement going on. Let her go. Okay, and then this one.
Not let her go.
And this is the Inchy Firefly clown.
Oh, pretty.
Look at that pattern. Look like boomerangs down her back.
Oh, well, you ain't seen nothing yet. My favorite is about to hit you in the head. Hold on.
You know it ain't.
It. Oh my gosh,
I'm telling you,
look, too.
Man,
Yes, that's what attracted me to him.
I'm still. I need you to make a morph market or something, big sissy, because
I still morph market, girl. I had a morph market before I even paired.
Do you have anything?
Put animals on it once they produce. Yeah, my morph market been established. I established it as soon as I established the business. This is my baby, the killer. So,
oh my goodness,
this was the one. His name is Vance, because my husband could not believe how much we paid for him. And this one is the OD yellow belly lace. I'm missing one.
Clown.
Let me look at your face. Hold on. OD yellow belly lace. Oh my God.
There's no clown in here?
Definitely clown. I was gonna get the clown. Okay. Before we get to the clown.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I just look the little bit of jeans that I know. I'm like, that looks like a clown.
That's definitely a clown. That's why I got him, because he was a clown, but he wasn't just a regular clown. And this one came from the Vance. I absolutely love this thing. And the lace, the belly, y'all, like you can't see it all on here, but the lace in this thing.
Yeah, lace is amazing.
Lace is cold-blooded. Yeah, okay, all right, I get it. I gotta get a clown.
This one literally is going to this season coming up. So many girls.
Wait a minute, guys. I got something exciting to tell y'all.
Tell us. I'm listening. I'm gonna put this back. Tell me my deal.
Oh no. You don't have to do it. You don't have to put me in the middle for that. Oh, okay. Well, all right. Look. So you guys know that I have never been to a reptile show, period, right? At all. I'm going to my first reptile show tomorrow, y'all.
Yay!
I'm excited. It's just the local, but I've never been to one at all. So I'm super excited.
Here's the deal, okay? So let me tell you about my first, and I don't want to scare you because I'm super excited for you, okay?
Okay.
You don't have the same experience that I did, but just be prepared, okay? So my very first reptile show that I went to, I barely made it to the car before I started busting out crying, because the amount of animals that were thin, skinny, and like just crammed. I mean, when I say like you put animals into, things like little cups. I know that.
It was the deli cups, right?
But when they're very visibly, literally stuffed in them and skinny, it's like.
Are you serious? People really be doing that? That just made me mad.
Just very, very, very unhealthy looking. And so obviously I wasn't at a great reptile show. Okay. And I can't even remember who was like the thing, and it doesn't matter anyways, but it was a local reptile show. And I was it made me partly want to get out of this completely, and then the other part of me, it drove me
to push harder,
to push even harder, because people,
right?
there are some breeders out there that are not, I mean, I think for the most part, we're kind of a little bit on another level when it comes to like the feelings that we have attached to these animals and the care that we give them. They likely don't need the level of care that we give them, okay, and all the love that they get from us. They couldn't
Right.
care less half the time, okay. But these animals, it was very obvious
that they just weren't being taken care of. Period.
The RIs, the stuck shed, that like just dry, flaky scales made me just ill, and so disgusted in a lot of these breeders. And I'm not saying that every single one of my bins right now is perfectly clean, and I'm not saying that every single snake has a perfect shed. I'm just saying when
right, but there's a difference. There's a very distinct difference.
They're not going to be, I mean, they're chunky, they're well fed, and I mean, they're living the snake dream, that's for sure. But I'll never let my animals get to
the point that you saw those animals.
Yeah, and not all of the breeders that had animals for sale, not all of them were bad at all. It's just there were a few that I was just I was disgusted.
Like, are you serious? Like, it was one of those "are you serious" moments.
Yeah, I was
like, you can't be serious that this is what
shaking.
you're doing.
I mean, I'm standing there and I had to like keep on walking, you know, and my daughter just kept being like, "Mom, that snake is really skinny," you know, and I'm like, I didn't even know, honestly, that snakes could get to the point where they look bony, where you can see literally their spine, like big time, see their spine and their skin.
That's what it was. Insane. I said it when I came. I was like, I'm missing something.
Yeah, I'm like,
I couldn't. Oh God, that just breaks my heart, man. Like, I've heard some horror stories and stuff like that. Like, I've heard some horror stories, but I didn't know it was seriously that prevalent. Like, that is just
well, that's it. I did not think it was that prevalent either, honestly.
That is disheartening. I don't.
Yeah, so just go into it. I mean, even at Tinley, okay? So even at Tinley, there are some tables that you walk by and you're like, oof, like you just know you're not going to buy a snake from them. You know what I mean? But like, it shouldn't be at the level that stuff.
You shouldn't
have been allowed.
So that's what I like about Tinley. I love the whole idea of someone going around police and saying, you can't be here, get the hell out, you all that. Because to me, for a long time, I wouldn't buy from. In fact, that one I got from Advance is the only snake that I actually bought from a reptile show.
Yeah.
Really?
Yep, and that's because that my thing is, and this one of the things that I would like to see the Merlin and Pete area elevate. Like, even like doing the live at the Merlin show recently, it showed me how much we degraded in our shows. Like, and we need to elevate that. Because if you're going to want people to choose to come to the shows at Maryland and skip a NARBC, like, that presentation means something. And there was some animals that, like what Lindsay was saying, that just like as a breeder, and I'm not saying everybody perfect. There's going to be animals that may struggle for different reasons, but that struggling animal shouldn't be on your display.
Right.
No, I mean, it only makes you wonder, like,
what does everybody else look like?
Right. At what are the animals that you're leaving at home? I mean, I get worked up and emotional thinking about like my memory of that. I'm not saying that is totally going to happen to you, but
no, but I appreciate that. I was excited to go because I've never been.
Yeah.
And I love and I love so for me, I do a lot of stuff in, like, I'm a big person on just like in my area, right? Mm-hmm. People say, "Oh, I see a snake, I kill a snake." Da 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 da. No, we're not doing that.
Right.
Call me. I don't know what it is, but call me because we have some venomous species that somehow be making it into people's houses out here. We do.
But sometimes people set themselves up too. Like for me, I don't want the cheap route. And sometimes whenever somebody say like I'm giving away something, the first thing is unless it's coming from a very specific person, why are you giving it away? Because I don't think I'm just going to give away. Why are you giving it away?
Right. And I'm not, like I said, I was excited to go because I love the hobby and I'm big on here's what this is the thing. Because like a lot of people that book me, they don't book me for a Kamea or Anubis because they're not yellow and they're not super different, they're not super bright, So it hurts that. That's just disheartening to hear because that's you should take you don't take care of no puppy and we got a problem. You don't take care of no snake and nobody cares. That's not how it should be. The animal is in your care. You the one with the free will and the brain capacity to do these things.
So the thing is, though, that's never going to change until we have more visible reptile keepers out there. The only reason why that is out there is because we don't have as many people keeping. There's a lot of people keeping dogs, so dogs are normal. Like someone said to me on a post the other day, you can't domesticate snakes like you domesticate dogs. And I said, you can't domesticate a dog no more than you can domesticate a snake. So if you're going to use that scenario, they're both animals that you brought into the home that we raised or bred or recreated in captivity. Doesn't take the fact that it's still a wild animal. It's just a wild animal born into captivity. And so just like if your mother is Asian, your father is Asian, you can be birthed in America. You are considered citizenship American, but you are an Asian. Period. Period. And so I think that what people fail to realize is in having that conversation, it's going to take us as a reptile community. So Maki, that's why I'm so anal about what we do, because what we put out there at this stage has to be the positive. We're not at showing people live feedings yet because we haven't even got people used to the fact that we keep them. Now, can we get them used to that? And maybe we can display how we feed them. You know what I'm saying?
They're like, what do they eat? And the second you even say that they eat rats, it's like,
right. And most people don't care about no rat until you say snake.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not
they're killing rats. If there's a rat in their house, they're not going to let that rat just live.
Right.
Go inside there, So
exactly. All right, ladies. So we are way past our times. I loved it. I enjoyed this. But if I don't get off of here, my buddy Kent Craft Brewer is going to kick me in my bag. So I'm going to ask everybody to go over to Kent's channel, Craft Brew. He actually has Angel on today. So I want to skip over there, and I suggest that you do too. And when you get over there, get in the chat. Even if you don't say Nicole apologize. She didn't realize it was after 4. We are here.
Yes. Okay.
You just need two extra watchers too. Yeah.
I am so apologizing. I'm apologizing.
Guys, ladies, we definitely got to do this again. This was a killer panel, killer conversation. Shout out to everyone in the chat, from the 40 people who was once here to the 16 people still remaining. Thank you so much for being here to support me and the ladies. Our top 10. Shout out to Kevin McCurley. Y'all send a little matches. I know he was the top 10. And as soon as I get the GoFundMe, he was number 1 of the top 10. As soon as I get the GoFundMe, he would know that though. He know he number 1.
Congratulations, Elias, brother, for the win.
Elias, y'all, it wasn't a setup. Elias won around this time. Last giveaway, which was in October for Tinley, and y'all saw the wheel, and Will was on there twice, so Will should have won technically by statistics, but Elias won again.
By statistics,
bro, I will see you in a second. I will send you your gift card to you shortly via email. Everybody, peace. Go over to Kent Craft Brew channel and say we are here in the Coast Centers. We had no clue it was this late, and we're here.
Thank you.
Thank you. We're doing this again. Let's go ahead and book our date for April.
Yeah.
All right.
Y'all will.
Well, Maki, you let us know.
Doing it again. I love Mike
first, Maki, and me and Lindsay will try to work around your available Saturdays.
Yeah.
Since you technically literally
Live and work.
Yeah. Like you actually
have a job.
Yeah, that's exactly right. You like actually that's a good thing. Trust me.
That's a good thing, right?
It's a really good thing.
So you let us know. You give us some dates in April, and we'll work around that. And I'll shoot it to Lindsay. And I think I want to make this crew right here at least a one Saturday if we can a month. I think
I can do one Saturday a month. You just y'all tell me, and I'll make sure I schedule it. No OT. I got you.
All right.
I'm in.
Work it out. Me and Lindsay will work it out. So Lindsay, you shoot me your dates in April, and we'll go from there.
All right. I'll be there.
Love
Everybody
you.
in the chat, thank you. This was so much fun. Love giveaways. Love
Big aloha, everybody. Big aloha.
Love you guys. All right.
Bye.
Bye.